Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport here for the Nations League. It is going to be some fantastic action. Once again, it is the second season of the Nations League Cup, and there is no Exist Tibbs or Sky Schundelmeyer as we now know him. He is not here to defend his title as Team Switzerland. There is, however, only 11 cars in for tonight. So which is a shame. So I was just reading a quick message there. We have only got 11 cars in for tonight. Obviously, there is only 14 who can be with us in the meantime as well, as we are now looking to go forward with some great action, great race. And I'm your host, Mathew Duffin, joined in the commentary box, as always, by PNMotorsport. PN, the Dream Team back once again. The pro commentators back, but this time for the Nations League on Gran Turismo.
Yeah, well, a graphically much more pleasing game. Sorry, GT is. That's one thing they can do is graphics.
Yep.
They should be called the real graphics simulator, not the real driving simulator, shouldn't they? Yeah, just don't ask how I am.
Agreed. Great to be here, though. We are joined in the box as well by Dan, who is one of the competitors out there on the circuit at the moment. Evening, Dan.
Evening.
Are we looking forward to tonight's event?
Oh, always look forward to a GT7 event. I absolutely love this event. We're currently just waiting on two drivers, Emo Guy and DJ Phil. Emo Guy is in the lobby. We did say specifically not to modify the cars, and hopefully they will select the right tyres. I'm hoping that they are figuring this out. Yeah, we're having some teething problems at the minute. And DJ Phil, I actually don't know where DJ Phil is. But yeah. We're near enough ready and raring to go. This should be a great laugh.
It should be a great laugh. We are Wireless Monkey Boy at the moment, who is hopefully going to be in after race one. The way the format works is there will be a 10-minute qualifying in this first race here at the... And I have the list of tracks in front of me here. It is the Kyoto Ring Driving Park, Miyabi. Will be the first circuit for tonight. 10-minute qualifying will take place with a 15-minute sprint. No pit stops, no anything. All running in the Toyota Corolla... the Toyota GR Corolla Maurizio Edition 22. So all fighting for a fantastic spot on the track. Nobody, as Dan just said, they can edit anything. They're all running the same tyre. They're all running the same performance. So it will all be down to driving ability through this circuit. We'll have 11 drivers out there on the track. After that, we'll go to a reverse grid for the Red Bull Ring short circuit. We'll then head over to Catalonia, where we go to a dirt circuit of Catalonia. Dirt tyres will be required for that race. Then we head to the Lake Louise ice circuit, where snow tyres are required, and we end it off at Interlagos. What a fantastic, famous circuit. Obviously mentioned quite a lot recently due to yesterday, 30 years of yesterday, but Interlagos, fantastic famous track to end what will be a Nations League night. And like we said, no Sky Schundelmeyer, no Team Switzerland, no defending champion. So Dan could become a now 9-time champion at SimPlay Motorsport if he wins the Nations League. But he's not the fastest man out there yet. But Dan is trying to get everybody in and is hoping to get everybody in. Should be going and hopefully getting this underway. It's a bit stressful, Dan, to say the least.
Yeah, it's stressful is the word. Like I said, basic rules, basic information, and
herding cats.
Yeah, I mean, we should just be able to get going. Like I said, we are just need to see if Emo Guy has got the right car and everything set up. On my screen, he's showing that he's not actually entered, so you know, I don't know what's what with him. And regarding DJ Phil, I don't know where he is or what he's doing, but yeah, he's looking at the wrong thing, which is great. So yeah.
Pian, it was a great event last time out. It was in the Mazdas at the end of last season. Obviously, we do this as a off-season event, and as we can see at the moment, the Team Holland car, Netherlands as they are known, Mr. Bean looks like he's driving that one. Lucas Roth with his Mr. Bean helmet. You just see his eyes poking over the steering wheel there. He's driving the Team Netherlands car. Smoky Devil's out on circuit for Team Italy. Micro J's is out there for the Philippines. Sooty Apex is there for Denmark, or as it says on the side of the car, Denmark, which is apparently how they type it in their country. Fury is come from down under. He is driving for Team Australia. Peaceful Explosion is driving for Team Sweden. Then we have Hypertech in the pits, who is driving for Team Chile. Excuse me, Unorthodox is driving for Team Norway. Now, we have to once again thank Hypertech for these fantastic liveries, PM, because he's once again put in a massive effort to get, I believe he did 29 liveries, hoping to run last night and tonight. We didn't get the numbers that we wanted, but he's put a massive effort in for these liveries once again.
Yeah, hasn't he? Even though he's put Oz wheels with raised sticker on the car. I'm picking you, but yeah, he's done a fantastic job with them.
And they all look fantastic as well, and you can see the sponsors of Audio Sport and Design Manchester on there if we take a look at the car. If we can get to look back on one, there you go, look, you see the Valvoline Nations Cup Next Drive Quick Fit on there on the side. You've got the Auto Sport Design Manchester as Fury, and I believe that's Hypertech have coming together. Design Manchester on the back window as well. Vorta's logo gets on the back, so great to see Vorta there. And then, yeah, We Racers won. Another fantastic livery, and also an iconic thing on the roof of the car to celebrate something iconic from that circuit then.
Look, that's still fastest by only just in this probably practice qualifying.
Yeah, so Dan's taken, 7 thousandths of a second from Mike. Mike's 1.7 tenths clear of Fury. Fury's 3 tenths clear of Sutty. Sutty's only just ahead of Smokey, who's 9 tenths quicker than Hypertech. Hypertech nowhere near Jay, or we don't get the time for Jay because of the fact that Jay's in the pits, as is Lucas Roth. But it is this man for Team Norway who is the fastest man on circuit, like Dan says. We are awaiting Emo Guy and DJ Phil, and then we'll be able to get going. Looking at the chat, good evening to Micro J's, Laura Sage and Fury's granddad in there. Great to see so many people in and around the chat.
How are they going out on Sports Cards?
Who?
They're on Sport. Emo Guy and DJ Phil. They're both on Sports Hard. Well, they're going to come last, aren't they? So they're on the wrong tyres.
They are on the wrong tyres. Well, that will hurt them. I don't know exactly where DJ Phil is at the moment, but yeah, he is in the pits on the hard. Emo Guy is on Sports Hard as well. And yeah, everybody else on Racing Mediums. Here comes DJ Phil on Sports Hard as well. Out the pits. So there is Emo Guy then. And as we look at his livery, he's driving for Team France and DJ Phil driving for Team South Africa.
It would be United Kingdom, but due to...
They would have been Jamaica, but we didn't get to do last night. And I believe Clouden was Spain, and Monkey Boy should be joining as Canada, I do believe.
Yeah. But yeah, due to a bit of a surprise, not a good surprise on Sunday night, I'm now out for probably at least a season. Until they could.
Oh, speaking of Monkey Boy as well, actually, I need to congratulate him on the birth of his son Friday evening, so congratulations. He did speak to me today that mum and baby are both doing well, so that's great to hear. Another little Monkey Boy that could potentially be a racer in the future, as we just await Emo Guy, who's now back into the pit lane, and we just await DJ Phil, who's still out on track.
Yeah.
Safe to say, knowing Dan, he'll be pulling his hair out at this.
Yep. Yep. Glad I've got to avoid all stress. No, we're all a long while. They sound a bit quiet, that's because of things. Oh, Fury's got to slow down. Because we don't have to steward the penalties in this one.
We don't have to steward penalties, no. Not
because
at all.
Now,
this will go down as official stats as well, by the way. So, for these drivers, they will be official stats, race starts and everything tonight. So, can anybody achieve anything on their official stats here? Emo Guy could get his 100th appearance. There we go. He's 4 away. So he could get his 100th appearance.
It's been a while since we said that.
It has been a while. Yeah, it has indeed. Just looking at other people. No, I don't think. I think that's probably about it.
Dan could get his 9th.
Sutty will get his 200th. Sutty will get his 200th appearance in this very first race. So Sutty will get 200. Emo could get 100. Just looking down the list of others. There's nobody in there. So now at the minute, it's just them two who will get anything on the stats. Now there's only 5 races. Sutty's a little more than 5 wins away from 25. As Lucas Roth, look, practicing a race start there in his little car. DJ Phil still on the wrong tyre. Emo Guy is now on the correct tyre. Fury's in a wall, but Dan's still the fastest driver even though he's in the pit lane.
Yeah, because how I'm sure is the way it works. In the in-game chat, we got them done.
So don't forget, if you like what you see here, that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Next week, SimPlay versus FBR, the first race at the Red Bull Ring in the GT3 car. So that's going to be an interesting one to keep our eyes on through the entire evening. 15 of SimPlay's drivers versus 15 of FBR's drivers. It's going to be a cracking evening. Dan Davis will be bringing you the action. I'm not sure if they're commentating with an FBR commentator as well. Keep your eyes out for that. That'll be next Thursday. That'll be followed by the Thursday after the second of the event, GT4s at Donington Park, I do believe. Followed by the Porsche Cup cars the week after that. And then, at the end of May, just before the week before the season starts, we've got the opener of... we've got the Formula 1 Sprint and feature race of Qatar. That should be an absolute cracking one, as it looks like we'll go for qualifying then. And DJ Phil still on the wrong tyre at the moment, so he's got to make sure he gets on that right tyre. But Dan Davis, PN, is the first man out on track.
Yeah, and well, around here, track position. This track's very short. It's an oval with a little wiggly bit. It looks a bit like a tireless tadpole.
So as Dan Davis comes through, let's jump on board a lap of Dan Davis, and you just see how hard he's actually going to work at the wheel as he comes up towards the penultimate corner before the chicane ends it all. And this car just wants to snap out on you, and then it grips as you turn through and you come through the chicane, take a lot of curve through this bit, pretty much straight line that last bit, and get a good run down. Let's just make sure everybody, DJ Phil still in the pit, still on the wrong tyre, so needs to get out on track on the correct one as he comes through the long right hand bend now. Dan Davis, middle of the road, gets it to the outside, and don't forget track limits are on. They're going to be on for every track apart from Catalonia Rally Track.
I think on the same
these cars
they don't work.
No, they don't. And these cars are all bopped to the same. They are all the same performance. As Dan turns in, you see the car just want to turn on you, but then it grips up, using a lot of the grass through the first part of the circuit. What does Dan Davis come to the line and set as he comes here now and goes provisional pole? Peaceful Explosion though beats him by 0.4 of a second. What about Sutty Apex? He goes third. Smokey now dupes up to third. Micro J's coming towards the end of his lap, but it's Fury who's the next one. What does Fury do? Where's he going to go? Stays P5. But he sets a new record, I do believe. So everybody's setting their own track records. Emo Guy 6th. Micro J 7th. Hypertech now 7th. Lucas Roth next to set his time. He did not set. In fact, he does. He goes P8. Apologies. DJ Phil still in the pits.
Yeah.
So it's the two championship rivals from ProPien who are setting the pace once more.
Mm-hmm. We've got 4th place here in Pro-Am in 7th. Oh, Dan's gone a little bit quicker. So, Sutty's gone.
Sutty's gone second. Fury's had a spin. Here comes Emo Guy. So he's now coming around, see what he can set. This is qualifying. And there was only 10 minutes. Emo Guy sets a new record for himself. What about Micro J's? He sets a new record, as does Hypertech. Lucas Roth. These are all their own lap records that they're beating here. He sets a new record, so however that's popping up, we at least know on who is setting the records. Dan's dropped down to 4th place at the moment. And he doesn't look like he's had a very good lap because he's let Mike Matthews through. Good evening to Peaceful Stepdad. So Peaceful Explosion. Now, we've got to go back to saying PSN names now. Peaceful Explosion down on his time. Who is that just behind? It was Sutty Apex who stays in third place. Where's Emo Guy? Is he going to improve? Who's that in front of him? That is, not sure, but they're looking to let him through. Is that the Philippines car of Micro J's? Emo Guy improves, but it's not good enough for pole. No, it was Smoky Devil. Here comes Hypertech. I'm not sure who's on the back of him, but here comes Hypertech then. Can he set a better lap time? Lucas Roth did. So that is him down in P8. Micro J's currently down in P9. DJ Phil still not left the pit lane yet. And all of a sudden, as the last car sets their time, the first car's about to come back around and set his time again.
Yep. Apparently DJ Phil can't select the tyres, which means he hasn't bought them.
Here comes Smoky Devil. Emo Guy just ahead. No improvements for them guys here. What about Fury? Currently down in P6. Mike could take the one and only pole position for the stats pages. It's not coming up saying that anybody has improved. Micro J's though now improves a little bit, and he's gone ahead of Lucas Roth. 1.4 off the lead. He's only 2/10 off the back of Hypertech. Just under 3. And this qualifying, I believe, is 10 minutes long. We are 4 minutes into this qualifying, so there's plenty of time, PN, to set laps. As Micro J is coming through, he's a 10th up and nearly gets wiped out by Fury in the background. As Fury got it all out of shape on the curb. And I don't know if that spooked Micro J's a little bit, but he's had a bit of a wobble. And as he lost that time, Emo Guy and now Smoky Devil setting that lap record, and Emo Guy goes provisional pole. Here comes Micro J's in the Team Philippines car. Did he lose any more time? He did. Lost quite a bit. What about Lucas Roth? He's got the chili car of Hypertech just behind him. Any improvements from these two? No, there is not. But it's Peaceful now by 14 thousandths of a second, who is down on Emo Guy at the minute.
Yeah.
And he doesn't improve.
Yeah. And if someone keeps messaging me in a minute on Discord, I'm going to tell him to go away because I don't want to deal with the stress.
Sutty Apex, no improvement. Dan Unorthodox, no improvement. Smokey's back in the pits. Jay's back in the pits. So is Lucas Roth.
So Emo going fastest. Not by much.
Fury's just improved. Fury goes 4th. He's knocked down to 5th.
It's not like you could do fuel runs like on ACC.
No, exactly. So Fury has now improved. Here comes Unorthodox then, who's currently 4/10 only off the pole. It's nothing for Dan to find, really, but it's everything at the moment. He can't find anything. He loses a bit more time there. Sutty's in the pit lane. And who is next closest to the line? It is probably going to be Lucas Roth. It's Emo Guy, is it? Right, we'll keep on board Lucas Roth and we'll see. Fury goes quicker once again. That's put him up to 3rd. So that's put him ahead of Sutty Apex. Lucas Roth can't improve. Now Hypertech. 6/10 to get it by Smoky Devil. He doesn't improve either. Dan Davis is coming towards the line. Sutty Apex still in the pits. So he's not going to be able to improve while he's in there. And Dan actually got a slowdown penalty. He improves that lap, but it will not count. Still down in 5th place. Emo Guy goes faster once again. So he sets another fastest lap time. Now, we've lost DJ Phil. 7 minutes into this qualifying, so not many improvements from everybody here at the moment.
He's sending me voice messages. I'm going to get really nasty in a minute. I'm not in the mood for him.
Here comes Emo Guy, current pole sitter at the moment. Durish Kane, Micro J's goes and does a personal best lap. It's up to 8th. What about Emo Guy? No improvement. Here comes Fury. 0.293 off the back. No improvement there. Sutty Apex starts a timed lap. Dan struggling in qualifying, PM.
Yeah, but it don't really matter because it's the race that matters. And then there's reverse grid for every other race.
He's actually been held there by Hypertech, an absolute peach. Mike's now gone quicker by 0.008 of a second. So Mike Matthews carrying on his good form he left from last season. Emo Guy now coming through the final couple of corners. Where will this put him? Goes back pole by 0.1 of a second, just over 1.5 tenths. What about Fury now, who's 0.4 tenths off the back? No improvement for him. Sooty Apex, no improvement for him. What about Unorthodox? Some good lap times being set here. Dan's now 6 tenths off the back of the leaders.
Kings improves back to B.8. Swapping times with Michael Jokes.
Hypertech to the line, there's nothing. What about Micro J's now? 1.5 off. Gets to the line and finds a bit more time there. Keeps in P9. He's literally 0.5 tenths behind Lucas Roth, who's 2 tenths off Hypertech, who's 5 tenths off Smoky Devil, who's 0.03 off Dan. Sooty Apex, no improvement. Unorthodox, not sure who that is in front of Unorthodox. That is Lucas Roth. So does he find any more time here? No. What about Dan then? Dan finds 2 tenths. He puts him up to P3. Now what about Peaceful Explosion? Currently down in second place at the moment. And doesn't find any more time there. That's a horrible line for Emo Guy, that.
There's not much time left of the session either, as I try and...
No, 9.5 minutes, so people are getting into their last laps now. Emo Guy definitely is. He doesn't improve. Next up is Fury, so he'll get one more in. He improves to go back P3. Sooty Apex doesn't improve. Who's the next one to the line? That'll be Dan. And then Lucas Roth might just get one more in. He is. Dan's going to get one more in. And Dan doesn't improve. We know Lucas Roth probably isn't going to. Who is then in front? Mike will get one more time and doesn't improve. Emo Guy, though, will not. Hypertech got another lap in. Here comes Micro J's. This is his final lap. So can he find that 0.5 tenth that he needs to find? No, he cannot. What about Emo Guy? Any improvement on his time? No, nothing from him. What about then Fury? Can Fury get anything done? No. Dan's got a track limit penalty, so he won't improve. Neither does Sooty Apex. So now it's our attention turned to Mike Matthews, who is sliding it through the final couple of corners just to try and get him onto this final couple of steps. And through the chicane he comes. Good evening, Hypertech. And here comes Mike Matthews. Is this about to put him on pole position? He crosses the line now. No time found there. And it is Emo Guy
soft tyres
who takes pole position.
Mediums.
Oh. So where is Emo Guy on the stats page? Does he not have many pole positions to his name? I'm not 100% sure. So there is a rundown of the results as we await for Dan to ready this session up. And I'm struggling to find Emo Guy. Has Emo Guy never had a pole position? Surely he's had one pole position at SimPlay Motorsport over the years. Yes, yeah, that is his 9th pole position. So that'll be pole position number 10 for him. And that'll put him equal then with De Silva, Argent and Mazda. Oh, that's race wins. Apologies, that is race wins. So I was on the wrong list. So now we need to go and do all that again. He's had 4 pole positions. That'll put him on 5. And that'll put him tied with Daz Automatic, James Ash, Ben Porky and Daniel Francis. There's a couple of blasts from the past. Right, we can now hit that spectate button as the drivers are about to ready up here. So Emo Guy takes the one and only pole. We, though, are about to go green and go here. And it is green and go. And it is a decent start from Emo Guy at the front, but it's Peaceful Explosion who gets himself bogged down and has not had the best of starts going in towards turn 1. It is a 15-minute timed race. And it is Emo Guy who leads from Fury in second place. Sooty's side by side with Unorthodox. Peaceful's gone from 2nd to 5th. And Dan just trying to run Sooty out of road. He's now looking up the inside of Fury. They're all defending left, right and centre. Coming through the middle sector, Sutty. Dan now up over the curb. He's going to have that inside line over Sutty Apex and gets the move done on Sutty. Sutty sends one back up the inside though. Was there any contact with Dan? I'm not too sure. They now lean on each other a little bit. Hypertex moved himself a couple of places. Not sure what's happened to Mike. He's tumbled down the standings in this one. He's really dropped out of it, but it is Emo Guy who leads from Fury, from Sutty, from Dan. Hypertech, then Smoky Devil, Lucas Roth, Micro J's side by side with Peaceful Explosion. And Peaceful's going to try and look back up the inside of the Philippines car. And Team Sweden move back up to 8th. But already, PN, dramas for Mike Matthews. He's not had the start he would have wanted. Evening to Jamie Brazier in the chat as they all come through. It's Dan and Sutty who are tooth and nail here. Sutty trying to defend from Dan like nobody's business. And at the moment, it is Fury who leads. Hypertex gets here a bit drifty as Dan's now looking up the inside of Sutty through the long right-hander. And Sutty once again defends into the chicane and manages to hold off Dan. And further back there's Smoky Devil, Hypertex and Lucas Roth. Lucas Roth looks to have the run on all of them. And there goes Peaceful Explosion, who is just storming his way through the field. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Mike Matthews here. He's done really well to get past 2 and he's now going up the inside of Hypertech. Could put him back up into 5th place. It's Smoky Devil that he's gone up the inside of, apologies, and he makes it stick. Sutty is now further clear of Dan, but it is still Emo Guy who's out front from Fury, from Sutty, from Unorthodox, who's very, very wide there. Then it is Peaceful Explosion, Smoky Devil, Hypertech. Micro J's has got ahead of Lucas Roth, and who was that off further up? Believe it was Unorthodox, it was! And here comes Peaceful Explosion. The two Nordic countries of Norway and Sweden going tooth and nail, PN. We've only done 3 laps, and there's already dramas.
Yep, there's already dramas, and, well, there's dramas in the pit lane as well, because some people can't read. Yeah, just saying. And meanwhile, oh, Jay's moved up the position. He's not ahead of Keeks or Lucas Roth, because I have their other names showing, not the PSNs.
Mike Matthews has just moved up into P4, so he's got himself ahead of Unorthodox, who's down in 5th place. Smoky Devil's in 6th, and it's Hypertech who's, in the barrier there, and that's going to allow the Philippines up to P7 now, so Micro J's gets himself another place.
Whoa.
At this current circuit. Lucas Roth is way behind, but he's just actually got past Hypertex. Hypertex had more dramas, but it is Emo Guy out front, not being troubled. Although Sutty Apex, who was attacking Fury, has got himself a slowdown that he'll have to serve next lap. So if he's going to do this, he needs to pull away from Fury. Sutty Apex up the inside, takes hold of 2nd place. But you see that penalty warning flashing on your screen, meaning that he has that half a second penalty. It will slow him down on its own, coming through the penalty warning area. That is where the yellow line comes up. You see it saying above his name that he is slowing down. And he has a second gap to Fury, so this might not be too bad a day for Sutty Apex then. As he comes through now, you'll see the yellow markers there. There's his half a second. He's now back to flat out. And it didn't even hurt him. Fury's now dropped down to 3rd. But then it is Peaceful, Dan, Smoky Devil all coming together near enough. Micro J's, Lucas Roth. And then Hypertech, but Emo Guy at the minute, the Team France car, in a world of its own.
I got the Team France car back in the Masters.
It was you.
It was me, and I just kept surrendering.
Peaceful gets it a little sideways. He's looking up the inside of Fury there, though. Fury still trying to get on the rear of Sutty. Fury and Dan just don't seem to have the pace tonight. I thought they would have been 2 of the favourites. Fury has a bit of a wiggle. And now here comes Peaceful Explosion, who's carrying on his good form.
Six-second lead after 7 laps. That's
yes, brilliant.
huge.
And we're only a third of the way through the race here. 15-minute races. Plenty more to come. Peaceful's now having a look up the inside of Fury as they come through the chicane. That's a big moment for Mike. He's managed to hold on to it. He's onto the grass, though. And Unorthodox gets through, but was there contact between himself and Fury there? So Mike Matthews onto the grass.
Yep. Off the top.
So this is Sutty's 200th race.
It is.
So this is absolutely fantastic for him. At the moment.
Roth had a slowdown. Keegan. Smokey and Peaceful are quite close now.
Yeah, just watching this one, the Team Italia car. Dan's up to P3, he's got ahead of an Orthodox. Hunting down after Smoky Devil, Lucas Roth, Hypertech, Micro J's. He's going for Fury, sorry. But you're right, this is the battle between Peaceful Explosion and Smoky Devil. That's the one to keep our eyes on at the moment.
Oh. Yeah, but it is the closest battle because Emo's now 7.5 seconds. He's lost it! Emo has lost it! In the hairpin! He's lost the rear of the car.
Yeah,
so that'll close the lead up a little bit.
It's going to, and if he keeps making them mistakes, that'll invite Sooty Apex in a little more, surely, because with this happening behind Sooty's going to make himself more and more interested in making these places up now.
He will, and he's sitting P2. He hasn't been up that high for a while.
No, he hasn't been up that high for a while, but it's Dan Davis now on Orthodox 16 who's on the back of him. So it's going to be hard work for him to keep his spot at the moment. But so far, so good. If you are Emo Guy, you're in control of this race. But Sooty has that gap down 6.7 seconds. Dan is on the grass further back. Fury's being caught by Mike and Smoky Devil. And you feel that here that any more incidents, Micro J's might be able to catch up the back of the pack. As Emo Guy well around turn 1, you see it on the track map then. They all come flying through. It's Dan now having a look up the inside of Sooty Apex. Did they just make a little bit of contact? Sooty flashing the lights there. Manages to hold on in the Team Denmark car. And there you see Fury under a bit of pressure from Mike Matthews just behind, who's Mike's made a mistake through that corner actually, but Sooty now has Dan on the back of him once again. And it'll be reverse grid, don't forget, for the next race, so Emo Guy will have to start from the back. Lucas Roth's on the back of Hypertech.
Hitting a button.
Yeah, I think because he's on the pad, so I think he is just clipping a button on the manuals, flashing the lights. He goes defensive from Dan.
One button at the moment.
Fury's got a slowdown penalty that he'll have to take next time around, so that is going to hurt him over Mike and potentially over Smoky Devil. Although Smoky Devil has his own penalty, so maybe not. But Micro J's in a world of his own. Dan and Sooty side by side. Sooty will keep that inside line. Oh, they just rubbed doors. Sooty's being super aggressive here. And Dan looks like he's got the move done. It is. It's like Clio Cup, but in Toyota Corollas. Mike in the background looked a little sideways. Where is Mike gone? Mike's has actually dropped down the order. So Mike has made yet another mistake. Fury's got on the back of Dan and Sooty. Is Dan still ahead of Graham? But Fury now takes his slowdown, as will Smoky Devil. So Mike making his own mistake. Sooty Apex is going to look up the inside line in towards turn 1. Can't get it done through here. And you just feel now that Dan might pull away. Fury's now attacking the back of Sooty. So this race is properly ebbed and flowed. Dan and Fury look slow at the first part of it. Now they're coming good.
Yeah, well, they're 9.5 seconds behind Emo. Emo's gone. But it's still 6 minutes of a race left. In time-wise. Sooty
looking back up the inside on Orthodox as they come through the chicane. 6 minutes left on the time. They'll just have a little wiggle. Just going to tumble down the orders. There's Mike. There's Micro J's, who can see Mike. Mike makes another mistake, and that'll be catastrophic for him. Lucas Roth's got himself at a Hypertech, who's got a slowdown.
Fury, you just got the elbows out to get past Sooty.
You've got to get the elbows out to get past Sooty. That's the problem. And Sooty's going to come straight back at Fury here. Australia versus Denmark. And it's Fury who's now up onto the podium, but Sooty's not going to give this one up lightly. Comes through the right-hander. They've got Smoky Devil bearing down on them. Sooty still side by side with Fury. Who's later on the brakes? Fury's trying to go the long way around. Smoky's all kinds of sideways. Manages to hold on to it, and Sooty Apex keeps hold of P3. He's now defending for his life against Fury. And with it being, 40 seconds a lap, they're going to get so many laps in around this circuit.
Yep, Smoky's now got to slow down.
So where's Mike? Mike's 5.5 behind, so this might help Mike a little bit. Dan's 10 seconds behind Emo, so Emo flying. Emo never won a championship at SimPlay. Could this be his first one? Obviously Tibbs, the current Nations Cup champion. There is a yellow flag. Hypertech. It is Hypertech that is off. Oh, getting right in the way of an orthodox here.
Blue flags.
And now moves out the way. But he's now right in the way of Sooty and Fury. Sooty's just got to slow down. So Sooty's just picked himself up a slowdown penalty.
Yep.
So I think it's safe to say that Hypertech is coming ninth in this race. Now he's nearly a lap down to the field.
More than likely.
Sooty going across the grass. He's got to be careful. He's gained on Dan a little bit, but he's got that slowdown penalty coming. He's got a second slowdown. So he did take some more track limits. He's got a 1 second slowdown penalty. And that'll be disaster for Sooty Apex. He's got Dan right behind him. And they're going to... I thought Dan and Sooty was trying to box Fury in there, but Sooty slowed down so much. Now he's lost all momentum. Smoky Devil can start to attack him. And as that just cost Sooty a podium, now Fury's all of a sudden pushing Dan through turn 1. 11.5 minutes gone, so we're coming towards the back end of race 1 here in Miyabi.
Japan. Allegedly. This is one of the country's most original circuits. Because they do like making up their own circuits.
Fight with Dan. Sooty trying to fight with Smokey. Mike is in no man's land after his own mistakes. Then it is Micro J's. Then it is Lucas Roth. And Hypertech's had another moment again. Bless him. Dan and Fury. Smokey and Sooty. 2 battles. It is Norway versus Australia. It is Denmark versus Italy. While it is Team France who are pulling away for the race win. And Emo Guy's actually got the fastest lap of the race. Dan is some 6-7 tenths off the back of Emo Guy's fastest lap here. Half a second, should I say. Emo Guy's been flying in this race. He's even had a spin in 12.9 seconds clear.
Yeah, 13 now. He's just pulling away. Because I think Dan's defending from Fury. Is holding him up. But it'd be interesting to see how quick Emo Guy is on the gravel and on the snow.
Yeah.
Cool, so he's got another half-second penalty.
Smokey's up his inside. They're going side by side with each other. And Smokey Devil, through he goes, nice and easy. Sooty's got that half a second time penalty, and Mike's only 3.1 behind. Although Mike's got a slow down penalty himself. He's only 5 seconds clear of Jay. If he keeps making mistakes, Jay could win this one. As Emo Guy leads.
Hyper takes a lap behind the whole field.
Yeah. Yep, he is. Here comes Dan and Fury coming through. So this was Sooty's 200th. I have to get somebody to take me a picture of this so that I can get his livery. In fact, I'll have a go myself.
Save the replay and do it. I'll save it.
Your front left has got to take a battering around this circuit.
Oh yeah. How am I doing? Not that good, Benny. Not that good. Can't hold a controller very well at all at the moment.
Smokey's pulled away from Sooty, but Fury's still on the rear wing of Dan. This is all for a couple of points for second place. It's not going to be the race win. We're not on to the final lap yet, but we will be the next time round. Emo Guy is half a lap near enough in front of these guys. And Fury's gone very wide there as he just threw away that opportunity at that second place. There isn't a yellow flag ahead. So I'm not sure who that was. Possibly Hypertech.
Possibly, yeah, because Keats is now moving out the way of Emo to be there.
So Emo is on the final lap. This is the battle for P2.
Hopefully they'll cross the line before the timer run out, because Gran Turismo is an annoying thing. Once the timer run out, you cross the line, you're done. And you can't forget to finish your last lap.
Well, Umo Guy will definitely be finishing his last lap. Comes up saying final lap. Dan pulled away from Fury. Micro J's has finished P7. Here comes Emo Guy then. It's going to be a win. And it will be his 10th win. He crosses the line for P1. Danny's going to come across the line, it looks like, for P2.
P6's up P8.
Hypertech's going to be there for P9 as well. Fury P3. Smoky Devil will be P4. Sooty Apex will take P5. Peaceful Explosion, he'll be disappointed with P6. And like we said, Micro J's P7. That was then the end of the first race. We're going to take a quick break. ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the second track of the evening is that of the Red Bull Ring. It is a fantastic circuit, but it is a short layout. It is not the full track. So as you come down the start-finish line, you're going to head then up towards Turn 1 as we're currently on board Sooty Apex, second fastest at the moment. We are awaiting one driver, two ready up. DJ Phil looks like he is ready to go. Hypertech is now on the hard, so he's running now the wrong tyre for this race. You come up through Turn 1 then. You ignore that false Turn 2 that people like to count, and Turn 2 is here. It is halfway up the straight, and down you come to this tricky right-hander. And then you flick it back to the left as Sooty is the best through the first sector. Now you come to this middle section of the Red Bull Ring circuit, where you come then down toward the last couple of corners, where it is the fantastic part. And Piano, very tricky section to get right, because even though it's, you know, three right-hand bends, then that right-left section can catch a few people out here.
Yeah, and you think it's not used very often either, so there's no rubber. Even though I don't know how well Gran Turismo simulates rubber, but it probably is still slipperier than, say, the normal circuit.
Well, the last time I remembered commentating on a race around here, it was Renault Clio Cup at a different channel, where Gary Leach come into an interesting fight, let's say, on the circuit. He had an interesting little scrap, as we're currently seeing Lucas Roth. And we get to finally see the Team South Africa car out on circuit. DJ Phil is now with us, and he is out there on the track, ready to go. We are just awaiting the final driver in, which I believe is the race winner, 10 times a race winner now, in Emo Guy, here at SimPlay Motorsport.
Yeah, as Mike had 2 seconds worth of penalties then. That's impressive.
Excuse me. The track limit, yeah, I was going to say the track limits around here, they're going to be pretty strict.
Yeah, yeah, because you think this is a current Formula 1 circuit.
Yep.
Current MotoGP circuit, because even though this version doesn't have the chicane, we probably will be seeing it on ACC
I think you will see the chicane. Yeah, you'll see the chicane.
You'll see the chicane in it.
You'll see the chicane in it, but you won't do it, which is nice. I've not actually raced the Red Bull Ring yet. Which is actually, in fact, while we have a few moments, let's talk about the calendar, Pierre. The calendar got announced the other day. Let me find the calendar page. The calendar got announced the other day, and obviously, if you saw or are part of the Discord, I don't think it's been announced to the public yet, so let's announce it. There will be a 6-race GT2 championship, which will start the same week as the season, the 4th of June, which will start at Snetterton. We'll get back into that, though, as we are about to go reverse grid racing. It's DJ Phil on pole from that line of Hypertech, Lucas Roth, Micro J's, Peaceful Explosion, Sooty Apex, Smoky Devil, Fury, and then Dan at the back. No Emo Guy, the race winner. So Dan will be at the back. 9 cars once again. We are about to go here at the Red Bull Ring. Green and go here for the second race of the season. DJ Phil gets an almighty launch. Hypertech bogs down straight away. In fact, what has happened to Hypertech there? He's tumbled to last. In fact, he's not even got going. Then it is Sooty Apex. It is Peaceful Explosion up the inside of the Philippines car. Micro J's goes a little bit wide. Lucas Roth getting elbows out there as well. With that of Peaceful Explosion, Micro J's losing out. Fury's up to 4th. Dan's up to 5th. Hypertech is not in this race, so he is retired back to the pit lane. So that will be a race start, but no points in this one for him, which is an absolute shame, PM.
Yeah, it is. He might be busy though, because normally he's busy on Thursdays, isn't he?
Yeah, normally. I did see he was on the hard tyre, so maybe the wrong tyre for him. Smoky Devil has a half-second time penalty, but it's DJ Phil who leads from Sooty Apex, and it's the Team South Africa car who's gone very wide. That'll 100% be a slowdown there, I'd imagine, coming DJ Phil's way. Very, very wide again. Cuts right in front of Fury off the track. Dan's picked up a slowdown penalty. Here comes DJ Phil, who's got 1 second to his name. That'll be served after the infield section of the track. And Fury going to look up the inside of DJ Phil. That is job done. On Orthodubs is now going to try and follow suit as well. He has done. DJ Phil is down to 4th. Then it is Lucas Roth, currently side by side without a Peaceful Explosion. Smoky Devil's got half a second slowdown penalty. So does Lucas Roth, who's still side by side with Peaceful. Contact made between the pair of them there. DJ Phil's in front. He's got 1.5 seconds worth of penalties. What about Micro J's? The Philippines carrying no penalties. The top 3 are running away. Peaceful's now up into 4th. DJ Phil's got a second off. Fury and Dan also have time penalties to their name, and they slow down. That allows Sooty a bit of breathing space, PM.
Yeah, this race is probably going to be who can get away with the penalties the most.
Oh, Fury very, very wide through the penultimate corner. Now him and Dan side by side. He's all four wheels off the track again. And Fury picks up half a second more. And that is going to cost him hugely here. DJ Phil's got another half seconds. Then we go further forward. Micro J's up to 6th. I believe Lucas Roth has half a second. Fury then has half a second as well. Dan's just gone very wide. Won't be surprised if that pulls him up for a little time penalty there. Nothing at the moment. Now it gives him half a second. And here comes Peaceful Explosion lunging up the inside of Fury. They make a little bit of contact. Fury's all over the place. That's going to allow Lucas Roth the chance to get on the back of him. Micro J's could be sat in a great position here. Currently in P7. He's got that of DJ Phil. He's hassling the back of Smokey Devil. But Dan will have his slowdown penalty now. Peaceful Explosion should go flying past the outside. Dan didn't serve his penalty.
It didn't serve his penalty, no.
Fury's was done. Smokey's is okay. So is Jay's. Lucas Roth is 7th. Then it's DJ Phil. But Sooty has a 2.5 second lead at the moment.
It's not a bad little lead, is it now, for Sooty? As he changes gears and flashes his lights at the same time. He's putting on a little bit of a disco.
Yeah, he is indeed. So now Peaceful and Dan make contact, and Dan's gone even wider, and that half a second could become even more. We just wait to see what's happening on the top of his screens. It still is half a second. Will that flash it with anything else? It's going to slow him down this time around, and it hasn't added anything else to his time at the moment. Smokey Devil's got half a second. Lucas Roth's got 1.5 seconds. He might be overtaken by DJ Phil in a minute, but Dan will cover that inside line once again, watch. And this is what he's doing well, is he's covering that inside line. He does his slowdown now, but has this been enough for Mike to get through? It has. And Fury's now right back on the rear end of Dan on Orthodubs once again.
Yep. And Jay's sitting pretty in 6th behind Smokey.
He's sitting pretty, yeah.
Keep careful on them track limits. Around here, they will sting you.
So far, so good if you are Micro J's at the moment. But it is Sooty who leads as Lucas Roth is into the pit lane.
Interesting.
Not sure why, but he's into the pit lane here.
Very interesting.
So Sooty 3.7 clear. Then it is Peaceful Explosion. Then it is Dan, then it is Fury, then it is Smokey Devil, Micro J's trying to stay on the back of him, then it's DJ Phil. Lucas Roth now in for the pit stop.
Decided he didn't want them mediums and put another set of mediums on.
Yeah, puts a fresh set of mediums on. Here comes Sooty Apex once again, and he's got 3.6 over Peaceful Explosion. Fury got sideways coming through the penultimate corner there. My God, that was a good moment from Fury. Well held.
Pit entry, so he's got a 4.5 second penalty as Lucas Roth.
Oh, no way. Oh, he has. Oh, that is the end of his race, and you'd imagine from here. But it's a battle on for second place. Smokey Devil's got another half a second, and Micro J's is only... Oh, Jay's got one as well. Oh, so when you thought Jay could be in for a top 5, he's got that slowdown. Micro J's one and only podium came in the last Nations League, but Sooty 3.1 clear, and Mike Dan's got another half a second. That's huge.
As I said, I think this race would be who doesn't get the most penalties. Because of the track limits, and the next one, I believe, we're on the dirt, aren't we?
I'm not too sure. We'll take a look now.
Yeah,
and we're on... No, yeah, we're on the Barcelona dirt track, which track limits will be turned off for. So...
Well, they don't work on dirt circuits anyway.
They do. Yeah, they do at Catalunya. We was testing it in the warm-ups.
They definitely don't work on Lake Louise.
They don't work on Lake Louise, no. There's Dan, there's Fury, Smokey Devil from Micro J's. And it is DJ Phil sliding it through Lucas Roth, who's 38 seconds behind them. He's put his hazards on. Sooty Apex 3.4 clear, and it's the battle for second here. Peaceful Dan and Fury. Peaceful smells blood. He needs to claw points back if he's to try and win this championship.
Yeah, he does. I feel like we've been here before, but I think he's free.
Doesn't it just? Who's that who's got a slowdown? That's Fury. No, it's Dan. They're
Dan
lapping
again.
Lucas Roth, and Dan's got another one that he'll serve next lap. Smokey Devil's not got one, neither's Jay, but Jay must have had a problem this lap because he's dropped right off the back. And Dan gets another slowdown, and Mike is chucking it through. That might be one for Mike, that might be another one for Dan. Where's Dan just gone?
He just
he
reset.
did.
He went too far.
He went too wide off the circuit. Then it has been reset behind Micro J's and given an extra second time penalty for his troubles. Joe's got one. Peaceful's got one. I think Sooty Apex is in line for a race win here.
I thought it was 201st.
201st race.
Mike's got to slow down.
19th race win. Mike has half second. Joe has half a second. Smokey doesn't. Dan has 1.5. Jay has nothing. Phil has nothing. Lucas Roth is 8th. And here we go. Slow downs galore now. Mike's done. Fury's done. And this lap's a little longer. It's just under a minute. PM. 7.25 minutes gone already in this race. Sooty Apex could be off for race win number 19. Pulls in one clear of Max Mulder.
Yep. Dan. I think Keeks is on AI driven because there might be white stop hazards on.
So Micro J's moves back up to 5th, but Unorthodox here is going to overtake him now for 5th place, coming down the start straight. Dan gets that move done. Jay's just picked himself up half a second. But it's Sooty Apex who currently leads this race. Smokey's got a second. That's going to hurt him in terms of Dan trying to catch him, because Dan's 4.6 behind, but now he's got a second and a half. So that 4.6 becomes 4.3, becomes 4.2, which is about to become 2 point something, with about 2-3 laps to go.
And plus you've got to be car slow down, and then you've got to accelerate.
So it's 3.6 to Dan. He serves his slow down now. Dan's got nothing. And that gap just tumbles down, look. What was 3.6 is now just under a second. There you go, look, now just under a second, 8 tenths. So there's Dan. So it is Sooty from Peaceful, from Fury. There's Smokey, there's Dan. It's half a second, innit? Smokey picks up another big penalty like that. Micro J's might be thinking of another move.
Yep.
Is Dan going to think of sending one on the Italian car into turn 1? No, he's going to look to the outside lines. Very wide though, Dan, just a little wide actually. Will that give him a slowdown? I don't think it will. It has. It has. Oh, his race is going from bad to worse. Just as he's attacking the back of P4, he gets another one.
Yeah, and
Fury's got another one.
Mike's slowly catching inside.
Yeah, final lap though. Final lap though.
Is this race 10 minutes or 15?
Oh no, sorry, apologies. No, they're all 15, apologies. So no, we're not on the final lap yet. There is still a couple of there's still a couple more laps to go. So Mike keeps it clean. He could be on for it. Joe's got half a second. Smokey's now got half a second. So has Dan. So it is fight on here. There's Smokey. There's Unorthodox. This Dan going to look up the inside of Smokey Devil in towards turn 1 this time. He was on the outside last time. That gave him the half a second slowdown. Breaks out a little bit earlier, slides through turn 1, does both of them. Dan now gets a run on Smokey. Their front bumper to rear bumper coming into turn 2.
Fury's got to slow down.
Fury's got half a second. Mike has got the gap to 2.2. So he's coming for Sooty.
Smokey leaning on each other.
Smokey back up the inside of Dan. But they both will have that half a second slowdown. Oh, Smokey's got fully side by side with Dan here. And Dan has to go wider through the penultimate corner. Does he yield the space? Just keeps it within limits. This is great racing from the Scotsman and the Englishman. Absolutely fantastic. They're as close as the meat and veg in a Cornish pasty.
Is that against us?
It is against us. As Dan and Smokey Devil, then Dan manages to get back up into P4.
Is that a haggis pasty?
Yeah, just a little one. Just a little haggis pasty there. Smokey Devil now going to look back up the inside of Unorthodox coming into turn 2. 2 wheels on the grass. Dan will have that outside line, but it'll become the inside for turn 3. Great racing from these two. Gap out front has extended to 2.5. So Sooty's extended his gap a little bit here.
Yep. We've got my lap car, Lucas Roth ahead.
Yeah.
Which I really do think is being AI controlled right now.
I wonder if he's had a problem with his wheel. He used to have wheel problems, didn't he? Fury's just done the fastest lap of the race, but he's 2.3 behind Mike. 11.5 minutes gone. Mike could be looking for another race win. In fact, I didn't add.
Smokey's at 1.5 seconds.
Tell you what,
penalty.
I didn't. Oh, so now where's Micro J's? 3.5 behind. I didn't add podium. So Dan got a podium. Fury got a podium. And then Emo Guy got a podium. That is Emo Guy's 27th podium. Smokey's off. He's now got 2 seconds. And he's been off the road. So where's Micro J's? There he is. 3.1. Oh. As I've just came out the spectator seat and I've done it again. Apologies. But 3.1 for Smokey Devil was the gap. It's now 2.3. Smokey's on his slowdown. Micro J's not quite up the inside the Filipinis car.
Smokey slided it when he got back to...
Oh, bit of a twitch from Micro J's there. So any more slowdowns for Smokey, you feel that Micro J's could be on the back of him. Yep. Dan's 14 seconds behind Fury. That one's pretty much over. Joe's got another half a second, though.
And 2 seconds for the lead.
Yeah, 1.9, but we're at 12 minutes 40. You just feel like it's running out of time.
Mike's pushing on, and then there's a massive 14 seconds between Fury and Dan.
Yeah, Dan has had a lot of slowdowns today that has cost him in this race.
Yeah, Gran Turismo track limits are very harsh. Up a bit, even on weak.
1.2 the gap now, PN. So the lead is coming down. Smokey and Micro J's. That is now at a second. But let's go back to this lead battle. Team Denmark versus Team Sweden. Another couple of Nordic countries.
Yep, as
Strutty's just done a personal best. Mike's done the fastest lap of the race, though, on that last lap. Mike took nearly a second out of Sutty's time last time around. But Sutty's on for a personal best.
Yeah, I think Sutty with manual shifts is also clipping his like flash.
Yeah. So here comes Graham. 2 tenths down on his lap. It's now 6 tenths. So it seems to be these final couple of corners where Mike is getting all of his time here.
Mike throwing it around the corner.
Wants a race win, does Mike? Wants a race win.
Yep. What was his last one? I can't remember.
Was it one this season? Overtaker got a penalty, I think, and Mike inherited the win. Yeah. But he'll want it on the circuit, won't he? 6 tenths of a second back to Fury. He's third. He's got 12 seconds to Dan. Dan's got another half a second. Smokey's got 1.5. Jay's got none, and the gap's only 2.7. DJ Phil, 9 seconds behind, but he's clear of Lucas Roth. Gap for the lead. Jay's had a bit of a poor lap this time around because now Smokey does his 1.5 seconds and Jay is going to pull back around 2 seconds there. Look, gets to within that 2 second mark. Dan's finished 4th, so Dan has finished. So I didn't see the race fit end there, so Dan finishes P4.
So it's just between Sutty, Mike
which means Fury. Smokey's going to cross the line P5. Yep, indeed he has. Micro J's crosses it P6, which means DJ Phil will be 7th. We know Keegs was 8th, but it's a battle of the top 3. And I think Sooty Apex is just going to hang on in here for that race win. And it is going to be Sooty Apex who's going to take a race win. It's been a while from Peaceful Explosion, and Fury's going to cross the line in P3, but it is another podium for Fury. It is a podium for Sooty Apex to make it 51. It is a podium for Mike to make it 34. But most importantly, it is a race win for Sooty as well to take it to 19 race wins there. Daniel.
Hello.
That was full of track limits.
Loads of track limits, and interesting to see that some people still can't read, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that was a good fun. Me and Smokey had a laugh.
Yeah, you two seem to trip over each other quite a lot there with the time penalties.
Yeah. It was good. Like I said, it was a good laugh. can't remember what the point system is now, so I'm going to base it off the reverse grid of this result. Yeah, and we'll go into the next one. Unless you've been keeping a tally, that would be helpful.
I've actually been keeping a tally on the spreadsheet, which has got the GT4 points from when we did the GT4 season.
Perfect. Remind me again, what's the next track?
The next track is the Catalunya, the Catalunya one, the rally course.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. As I will.
But yeah, this has been so far a great little laugh. Once people actually don't tweak and play around with the cars and leave them exactly how they're meant to be, it's been a great little laugh so far. Yeah, we'll see how this one turns out.
Yeah, let's see how this one turns out. This is the rally one, I do believe.
Rallycross,
Catalunya. Yep. So we're going into the rallycross. Dirt tyres now that everybody needs on the car. So when they get their dirt tyres on, we will hopefully have everybody ready to go. Now, this is Catalunya, as well as it's backwards at Catalunya. You actually, the Grand Prix part of the circuit that you take is actually the wrong way around, if I'm correct.
Yeah. So you go up the hairpin as normal. But then as you come up towards normally the awkward right-hander, it's actually I forgot to change the track limits. But yeah, you then go onto the dirt and then come back on yourself. So
there we go. You've heard it here from Dan first. You go back and cut across yourself. I believe this one is on, I think I remember driving this track on Dirt 2.0 many moons ago. We're currently on with Peaceful Explosion. Let's see him through a lap here. The current championship standings then, based off the GT4 points, and this is how we're going to do it, is Sutty leads the championship.
Hang on. Sorry.
You're right. Sutty leads the championship, 2 points clear of Unorthodox, who is 1 point then ahead of Fury. Mike is 6 points off the championship lead. Smokey's 11 behind. Jay is 17 behind, with Emo on 35, Keegs on 32, DJ Phil 18, and Hypertech on 14. So 6 points, PN, separate the top four. There we go.
Dan removes the track limit penalties.
Oh yeah, don't leave them on for around here. I remember testing this one. This was chaos. So now we can show you a lap of this circuit. On board Peaceful Explosion, you come through this left-hander. You have to, right-hander, you flick it back left, over the crest, watch the car jump. Right, keep it right, hairpin left. This is where the chicane would be on the Grand Prix circuit, or what is now actually what is now the penultimate corner of the Grand Prix circuit. Then you come up to the left-right-hander section.
Can you read the grid order for me again?
I can read the grid order for you. So it will be Emo Guy from pole position based off reserve. Oh, what you're doing reverse championship.
Yep.
So it'll be Hypertech.
Yeah.
DJ Phil.
Yeah.
Keegs.
Who's not ready? Yep.
Emo Guy.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah.
Smoky Devil.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
Fury.
Yeah.
Yourself.
Okay.
And then Sutty.
Perfect. I don't know if Keegs is joining us. He's disappeared halfway through that race, but yeah.
PN called that. Brilliant. Well, best of luck as Mike turns into a tyre wall. That's not the way to slide through the corners on a rally course, PN.
No, it isn't.
This could be mayhem.
It could be mayhem, yep. And here's a nice little touch. I don't know if you noticed that. But when they go through where the blue writing is on the gravel,
yeah,
the dirt goes blue. The dust goes blue.
Nice.
When a car drives through it.
Appreciate little touch. Yeah, appreciate little touches like that in the game. Just makes it a little more, yeah, shows the effort. You see the blue smoke pop up there. So it is the Team Denmark car that leads the way, but it is Emo Guy who's the quickest on circuit at the moment. The guys have got a couple of laps worth of practice in before we head into the race.
And then the next race it's going to get much colder.
Yeah, the next race will get much colder as we then head into the last race. at the fantastic Interlagos circuit. But this is Catalonia, the rally track, which Dirt 2.0, I remember racing this. Dean Wasocki beat somebody I know, and that guy threw the toys out of his pram and said that the game was crap.
Or Dirt 2, Rally 2.0, crap?
Yeah, yeah. He basically got a little more because Dean beat him. Nobody you know, it's a personal friend. I say friend, personal acquaintance. But it was me, Shenron from back in the day, Bryn, Dean Wasocki, and somebody who'd not raced. And yeah, he threw his toys out of the pram because Dean beat him. Here's DJ Phil trying to drift through this section of the circuit. Hypertech's back out there on track now. Micro J is currently 9th, and Orthodub's yet to set a time, but Fury's now the fastest. This should be right up Joe's street. A bit of drifting.
Oh god. Yeah. Joe's probably living like a Cheshire cat right now.
This should be up Joe and Dan's street, if you ask me. Really should be.
Go for a play Drift X or
Car X Drift.
Whatever it's called. Car X Drift or whatever it's called. Last bit of drifting I really did was in Need for Speed Shift 2.
Now, I don't believe Lucas Roth is out there at the moment. Dan's just driven into a wall, so but that might be because he's readying up the session. Right. So there is no Lucas Roth in this one. But it is Sooty at the back of the pack. And it is Hypertech on pole for this dirt race. What a race this one's going to be. Here in Catalonia, we're about to go green. They don't actually start on the circuit, they start off circuit. And DJ Phil gets the best of the starts. He's already into the lead as the Filipinis trying to look up the inside. He gets a bit bumped and battered and bruised around. Hypertech going a long way around DJ Phil. Now they're about to head to the first part of dirt of the circuit, and this is where the track now starts for these drivers. And DJ Phil bumped out the way. It is Hypertech who's no longer leading. It is now Emo Guy. Now Peaceful's trying to bump Hypertech out the way, and Peaceful Explosion, who changed the rim on his wheel from his GT3 McLaren rim to his circular one, is trying to slide up the inside of Emo Guy. This could be beautifully done by Mike. Not quite. Dan's gone from by the back to third. Sooty's gone from last to fourth, and Fury's currently fifth. There's too much wheel spin on Joe's car out the corner there. Hypertech, Smokey, Micro J's, then DJ Phil down the back of the order, but it is Emo Guy who leads from Unorthodox with Peaceful now in second. And look at these cars slide through. Sooty's pushed Mike off, and Dan is side by side with Emo Guy as they break later into the airpin. Sooty's punted into the side of Dan, and it's cost them all. And now here's Fury, who's got up past everybody into second place. Sooty's just battering everybody out the way.
Yeah. Don't mind me, I'm struggling a little bit now.
Emo Guy up and over the crest. Now Fury, now Dan, and these two you'd think it to be right up their street, but it's Emo Guy who leads the way on for a second race win. Dan now sideways into the side of Fury. Now Peaceful taps the side of Fury, and they both get away with it. Emo Guy's 1.7 up the road. Then it's Dan, then it's Peaceful, Fury, Sooty, Apex, Smoky Devil, Hypertech, Micro J's, then DJ Phil. And look at these three at the back. Jay and DJ Phil having a little fight as well here.
Yeah, but nice little thing going on. You got to be so precise when sliding the car on a loose.
Oh, Joe's just clipped the tyre wall there. Just as you were saying that, at the exact same point. Now Micro J's looking up the inside of DJ Phil. They've all got past Hypertech, and Jay got squished and sandwiched between the other cars and the wall. And now Hypertech's on the back of DJ Phil, and this is where this Nations Cup this time, it's no longer circuit racing. This is mixing it right up, PM.
It is, isn't it? Because a lot of these guys probably aren't used to this rally stuff, unless you play a lot of rally games.
Emo Guy, 1.9 clear of Dan at the minute.
But lighting the tyres up, on the grass. Ooh.
Yeah, you're on dirt tyres, it'll be fine on the grass.
But Dan's with him.
Dan is with him.
Oh, Dan messed up his handbrake.
Dan was with him.
Was with him. He got the handbrake turn a little bit wrong.
This is great to see. And this is 15 minutes of this at 48 seconds a lap. We're in for a good handful of laps again.
Yeah. My dad always say it, but handbrake don't always work. You're better off just driving through the corner normally. That's experience from a real rally driver.
Yeah, there we go. So Dan from Fury. Peaceful's dropped well off the back. Sutty's gained on Peaceful. Smoky Devil's been in a wall. Hypertech will get through. Micro J's is looking to get through as well. They've dropped DJ Phil a little bit, but it's Emo Guy who's now 3 seconds clear of Dan because Dan's under pressure from Fury now.
Yep, and Smokey's under pressure from Hypertech. Oh
no, he's not.
Hypertech's lost it.
He's backwards. Jay clipped him a little bit. DJ Phil should get ahead of Hypertech. He does indeed. That gap's come down to 2.2. Fury's drifting up the inside of Dan and makes the move stick. Dan's trying to come back underneath him. And they go side by side, up and over the crest, just as they was closing the gap on Emo. Oh, that is great done from the top three.
So, you can't do that on a pad. I
No.
hate to say it.
Yeah.
You can't throw a car like that on the pad.
And I think that's what Sutty's struggling with. And I think that's why they was telling Sutty to make sure he's on the wheel tonight. Fury's back up the inside of Dan. This is a great fight. And while these two are fighting, they're actually pulling in Emo Guy here.
Yeah. Emo Guy's not running away with this one as much as he did back in race 1.
So it's Emo Guy from Fury from Dan. There's DJ Phil in the background. And Joe, we said this would be right up Joe Street. Just look at how his core control through some of these corners on dirt. He's now starting to pull away from Dan. And he's just set a best sector time, PN. And he's already got the fastest lap of the race. Joe is now getting into a rhythm and a groove. Oh, he's been tapped by Dan, though.
Lightened the tyres up.
Not massively tapped by Dan there. He actually gained 2/10 over Emo. And Joey don't need to drift it around every corner, but he's going to try to. Did he just clip the tyre wall there? Yeah, I think he clipped the tyre wall there. He stays ahead of Dan. They are still closing in on Emo.
Look at his precision driving by the top three.
These two at the minute is absolutely fantastic. There's a yellow flag being waved. That could be Micro J's, because he's down in 9th place. There was then a car that was just stationary. That is now Smoky Devil. And now there's another yellow flag. Peaceful's behind Sutty.
It could be he's struggling. Another yellow flag. I think Dan.
Yeah, I think Dan's messed it. Yeah, I think Dan's messed it. Because Joe's 2.5 behind Emo Guy, but Dan's now 4 seconds off of Joe. Joe's trying to drift it around every corner. Wants to get a race win here. These obviously count for the stats. And Joe would love to catch Dan on race wins while Dan's not winning a race.
Yep.
Joe's only 4 podiums off me, actually, so thank God. We only have...
Oh, Emo's very wide.
Was that the yellow flag? Was the yellow flag there for Emo Guy? I'm not quite sure. I didn't see any on the track. Let's go down the order a bit then.
I think it might have been for Emo, because...
DJ Phil's up in 6th place. Hypertech and Jay's having a good fight. Smokey's well off the back of Jay. And Jay, the Filipinis have filled in the tyre wall. 1.4 Emo Guy to Fury. Fury's coming. Fury is coming. Last lap 49.7. Emo Guy 48.6. 9/10 of a second.
There's still 9 minutes left as well.
And Joe goes even quicker. 47.7 to a 49.8. Joe just took 2 seconds out of Emo Guy.
He has.
They're about to lap Smokey as well.
Emo does a personal best as Smokey's rejoins him. Oh, Smokey and Emo have collected each other.
Joe's drift there wasn't so good. He lost a couple of tenths just drifting through that corner.
Lighting up the front tyres though.
So he's lost all that momentum. By doing that, he's lost all momentum to Emo Guy. He's now was nearly closer to a second. He's now 1.8 off the back. That's so close to the tyre wall.
Oh, Mike and Sutty side by side slightly.
Oh, look at this from Mike and Sutty. The Danes and the Swedes.
Bacon. Oh, I can't really have that.
It's IKEA versus Denmark.
Danish bacon. There we go.
There we go. Swedish meatballs of IKEA versus Danish bacon as Sutty slides the rear end into the wall there. Phil 6th, Hypertech 7th, Micro J's 8th, Smokey's down in 9th, struggling. And Emo Guy's now 2.5 clear of Fury. Last lap pulled 0.4 of a second, so Fury just probably drifting too much. Although he wasn't drifting too much through that final corner, he was making sure he got that grip and grunt out. But look at Mike and Sutty. Top of your screen, Mike is now through. Get that turn back in. Oh, this is turning in unison. Sutty is just... I think... Sutty's punted him wide. He's pushed him deep.
It's definitely rallycross now.
Sutty is absolutely out for blood in this one. Wants his first ever championship. Camille in the chat. Great to see that SimPlay is still going strong. Well, thank you very much. And it got stronger and stronger last season as we look to do the SimPlay versus FBR 3-race series over the next 3 Thursdays. We've then got an F1 fun event coming to you just before the start of the season, in which there will be 6 GT2 races, 6 GT4 races, as well as Pro and Pro-Am. And the driver swap series that starts in 2 weeks' time. The lead, though, is 2.1 seconds. Fury to Emo Guy. Emo Guy's just done the fastest lap of the race as well. Beats Joe's by 1/10 of a second to Emo Guy. Looks like he's just getting into the groove now, PN.
It does, and again, there's still 5.5 minutes left. I have to do maths.
Peaceful trying to catch on Smokey, on Sutty. Hypertech's up to 6th head of DJ Phil now. Micro J's right there as well for the Philippines. Sorry, the Philippines. Apologies, said that wrong.
Philippines.
As they all come through, the leaders are about to lap these two. Joe's got the gap back down to 1.8. Emo Guy extends that gap a little bit. Emo Guy looking good value for his money. Colin McRae-esque, I'd say, being a Scotsman.
More Alistair McRae. Emo Guy's not won a championship yet.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. And he is driving for Team France, not Team Scotland. Team Scotland to get pulled out of the hat. And sadly, no Team Jamaica or Team United Kingdom out on track tonight.
Jamaica had to do the commentary.
Yeah, Jamaica had to do the bobsleigh. And the United Kingdom just, well... Whoa! Emo Guy! Micro J's is in a wall and Emo Guy's just slid it around the back of him. Fury set the fastest lap of the race and now Joe's on the back of him. Jeez, that was close to the back of Micro J's, who was hanging out of a tyre wall.
That was close. That was really close.
Jay might want to change his undercrackers.
Yeah. New ones, please.
Emo Guy's pulled a gap back out though this lap, PN.
Yeah, because I think Fury's just blitz close and starts really pushing way too hard.
Yeah.
You got to be smooth. Well, I never stopped Colin McRae. He did it. He had one mentality: win it or bin it.
Yeah, and Joe's looking for them. There's no point in our drift racing. If I'm right, you win by scoring the most drift points.
Yeah, by being as close to a bollard as possible.
There's no style for being as close to the bollards as possible here, Joe. Although Emo Guy's gone very, very wide, and Joe's trying to tuck up the inside. Can't get it done. They come up and over the crest now. Come on, Joe. You driving Corex drift. He's going to go the longer way around. That's going to lose him momentum. And now he's pretty much gone in the gravel. That has lost him a lot of momentum. You still see the car wheel spinning. Fury is looking in for this one. Dan's just driving. Now, Dan is just driving. Sutty's still ahead of Mike. Them two are trying to slide it through for 4th and 5th. Hypertech 6th. DJ 7th. Jay's 8th. Smokey's 9th. But it's this battle for the leaders. Fury looks to the outside once again. He's going to try and tuck underneath. Do they tap doors a little bit? Fury slides into the race lead. And Fury, what a move that was. Points for style there, PN.
I think we can't have the bollards to give drift star points.
Jeez.
I think they've all been lit up then, how close that was.
That was fantastic. Now can Emo Guy respond? Fury then takes the lead. He'll be looking for race win number 55 if he wins here. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. DJ Phil's bouncing off walls in front of him.
DJ Phil in the way there. Oh, Lucas Ross just left the session, so it's obviously the PlayStation shutting down.
Micro Jace tonight, by the way, has moved up to 29 appearances. He's one behind De Hoffner and Breeze and Sekulovic and James Ash. So, you know, now he's on 29. After his next race, Jay could make his 50th appearance next season. But this, for the race leaders, Hypertech now gets lapped.
And got well out of the way.
Yeah, did not want a part of that, did he?
No, he got well out of the way.
Mike's dropped further off the back of Sutty. It's pretty much the top two. Joe's gone wide. Emo Guy's gone too deep himself. Oh, this is fantastic racing. There's going to be 2 laps left. And the 2 leaders are going tooth and nail at the moment.
I think that was more of a, I hope this sticks.
Yeah.
Send it. More than... Oh,
Peaceful's got the fastest lap of the race. Okay.
As Joe is lighting his front wheels up.
He really is. He's going to have 1 lap to hang on his Joe. From getting yet another race win. So it looks like Smoky Devil is going to be 9th place.
Oh, probably. Let's see if Emo does another launch from there.
He's got this lap. Joe now sets the fastest lap of the race. He's got there. Let's have a look down the order because the time's ticking by. There's 9 seconds. Peaceful's just got ahead of Sutty. There was another car involved in that, I do believe. Smoky Devil in the way.
He's still in the way of Sutty.
So Micro J's has crossed the line 8th. He is done. So Smoky will be 9th. Here comes Fury though.
Oh, I think Smoky hit the wall and Sutty collected him. So that put paid to that battle, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Here comes Fury. Peaceful Explosion has finished in 4th. We'll wait for Sutty. Sutty finishes in 5th, your current championship leader. Now we wait for all the other drivers to cross the line. Here comes Fury, who wins the race. Emo Guy will be 2nd. Dan Davis will be 3rd. There is Hypertech, who is 6th, and there is DJ Phil, who is 7th. And Dan took the fastest lap of the race on the last lap of the race. And that is all she wrote. But for the championship, this changes a lot. As we head into the ice track.
As you work out, I've just got to go get something.
Yeah, no problem. Fury is 7 points clear of Dan. Sutty is then 10 behind. Mike is on 75. Emo Guy is up to 5th on 66. Smokey on 60. Jay 56. DJ Phil 36. Hypertech 34. Keegs 32. And Monkey Boy on none. But after that, we can add podiums once again. And it was a second podium for Dan that takes him to 278. Fury gets his 3rd that takes him to 227. And Emo Guy gets a 2nd, which takes him to 28. And for Fury, it is a race win, which takes him to 55 race wins. And as you can see, we are at Lake Louise. It is icy. Daniel.
Hello.
That was fun.
I mean, everyone else was having fun. I was bored on my own.
You had a good fight. You had a good fight with Joe for a little bit.
Yeah, and then, you know, Joe's very good at sliding cars, so, you know, off he went. I've done the settings wrong, so we'll just correct that in a minute. But, why? But yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. It was something different. Obviously, we had the 5 race track events last time out. Oh, I forgot this one was at night as well, wasn't it? So yeah, this one's going to be even better. But we had the 5 track events last time out. We've now got the snow and the dirt for this one. So this is going to be really interesting to see what these boys can do.
Yep, definitely so. I'm hoping the boys can quickly hurry up and put their snow tyres on. Once we can do that, I can get the grid sorted. So that reminds me as well, grid order. So who's where, Mathew?
So Keegs is on pole, but I believe he's left. Hypertech will then be pole.
Yeah.
With then DJ Phil.
Yeah.
Jay's
Yeah.
Then it will be Smoky Devil.
Yeah.
Emo Guy.
Hang on, they're not even in here, so give me 2 seconds.
No worries.
Discard the changes. But yeah,
Emo
this
Guy's
one should be fun.
got 3 seconds penalty already. Oh!
How? Oh yeah, because he's crossed the line.
Beautiful.
Come on. Ready up. How is it? Is it entertaining?
It's been brilliant. The rally race was the best race so far, I reckon.
Well, just you wait.
Yeah, I reckon this one could top it. Woo! Fury sent one up the inside of Sutty there. Sutty was a bit of a battering ram in the last race, we noticed.
Yeah, he didn't enjoy the dirt. He was on the pad, so yeah, he wasn't too much of a fan. So
should have got the wheel out then, shouldn't he? Hey?
He should have, but he didn't listen.
We said that in the commentary box. But
Hypertech is now back in, so we're just awaiting one more, I do believe, which is Smoky
Devil.
Really, when you're thinking of countries for a snow race, Norway, Denmark, Sweden should be pretty good at this, shouldn't they? South Africa, no chance. Philippines don't probably have a rally driver. France, not bad.
Come on,
France.
Chile, don't really have a rally driver. And Australia, I don't know. But you think of Norway with the Solbergs, they'd be the ones to watch. So you've got a big reputation to live up to here, Dan.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Right.
Smoky Devil's in.
Grid order, please.
Grid order is Hypertech.
Yeah.
DJ Phil.
Yeah.
Micro J's.
Yeah.
Smoky Devil.
Yeah.
Emo Guy.
Yep.
Mike.
Yep.
Sutty.
Yeah.
Yourself.
Yeah.
And Fury. The king of the side event.
Let's do this.
Let's do this indeed. The king of the side event, PN, going for what will be his 5th championship and his 4th side event championship. As Mike has just got that horribly wrong and has drifted into a wall.
Another person to this one.
Oh, this could be entertaining. Who's in the chat at the moment? Peaceful Stepdad. Now, this is going to be a crazy race. I love this track. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I reckon. So here we go.
Replay from the dirt race before I had to go get my tablet.
I'm not sure.
I probably didn't, did I?
So Hypertech on pole.
So welcome to the Canadian Rockies.
Yeah. It's a shame we don't have a Canadian car out there. So there is no Lucas Roth now. This is Emo Guy's 99th. He'll be about to make his 100th at Interlagos, and we are away here down the start straight. DJ Phil's once again got a good launch. Still side by side with Hypertech. It's a long start line. Who's that who didn't get a good launch? It's Dan. He's probably awaiting chaos at turn 1. Smoky Devil and Emo Guy. Oh, Smoky is all over the place lagging, but has gone right around the outside and lags his way into the lead. Then it's Emo Guy. Hypertech, Peaceful Explosion, side by side with Fury. Looks like he's going to try and tap his way up the lead. There's Micro J. He's just drifting in the background with Sutty. Apex and Hypertech and Fury bounce off the wall. So does Jay. Dan collects him and Sutty. DJ Fields at the back, but it's Emo Guy who's out front already.
Yeah, and well, Scotland has one World Rally champion in the form of Colin McRae, so used to a bit of snow. And representing France, well, they've got 2 World Rally champions, Sebastian Loeb and Sebastian Ogier.
Yeah, indeed they have then. So it is Emo Guy at the moment who leads this way from Smoky Devil, who looks like he's coming under a bit of pressure from Peaceful Explosion. Then it is Fury with an Orthodox hassling the back of the Chilean car of Hypertech as they come down towards turn 1. Over the jump they go. Here comes an Orthodox.
Look at Peaceful.
As Hypertech's gone very wide there, and Dan couldn't capitalise. Then it's Sutty, Micro J's, DJ Fell. Coincidentally, all 3 drivers on a pad on the rally course at the back. Just goes to show that maybe the rally's not for the pad. Smoky Devil's trying to put Emo Guy under some pressure as he's hop, skipping and jumping all over the place. Mike's now on the back of him. Mike's now in front of him. And now he's challenging the back of Emo Guy. Oh, bit of a kiss there from Mike on the back of Emo Guy. Sweden versus France. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, if we were paired on a wheel, I might be struggling another moment.
And look who's here. It's Fury, come to play for Team Australia. Mike now side by side with that of Emo Guy. Didn't seem to get the traction out the corner, sorry.
Here comes Mr. Side Event, he's already up to third.
He loves a side championship, doesn't he? He's going to win another one at this rate.
Well, he's already licking his lips for the GT2s and the GT4s.
Oh, is he just? And the endurance, if he finds a teammate. That's all he's got to do. Oh, Smoky Devil's bouncing all over the place. Hypertech's lagging a little bit. Peaceful leads the race. Peaceful's got side by side with Emo Guy here. They're still together side by side. They flick it through the right hander. Emo Guy manages to stay in front. Now Peaceful tries to slide it through, just bounces off the wall. He's been caught by the wall, and that's going to slow him massively. And now Joe's got alongside Peaceful Explosion, and Fury now takes second place. And now Peaceful's under pressure from Dan. And look at the snow being flicked up. You can see barely anything.
You can see barely anything. As Fury doing a tight line through the final turn.
Yeah, Dan's got ahead of Mike. Mike's now got ahead of Dan as Dan slams into the snow advertising boards on the outside here at Lake Louise. You see the Christmas lights and the moose above the start line. Remember the bluebird over Starkey's Bridge? Well, Lake Louise has a moose on theirs. Lovely.
That's a bit missing from Donington Park, really. And the
Starkey's Bridge, the Dunlop Bridge, the Spark Plug, Marshall's Post, the Spitfire.
All because they tried to get Formula 1 back. You don't need Formula 1, you've got the BTCC.
Waste of time getting the Formula 1. As Emo Guy clips the wall, Fury clips the wall, Mike slides through, Dan clips the wall. Mike's back on this front three here, and Emo Guy is starting to come under pressure. I know we're on Fury, but we can see both in front and behind as he's attacking Emo and having to defend from Mike. It is 3 for the lead, and Dan's not in it, and Fury's going to go up the inside of Emo Guy. They are sliding through the final corner. Where's Peaceful? He holds a tight line. He's clipped the wall, so that's put to pay to way to that one. And Fury now is back in the lead in a rally race. Joe leads once again, and Peaceful Explosion's got to do all that hard work once more, but PN... Fury in these conditions, dirt or snow, he's the man to watch. Oh my God! I've just thought! Ice and snow, Joe's ready to go, PN! Get on!
I was thinking that.
Yes!
Thinking that.
Got on in there anyway. For all you Paw Patrol lovers. That one's in there. Let's go.
Oh,
Joe's second place, so we've absolutely just messed him up. He's in second place. Oh, we've got it green and go, and then we get Everest in there as well. God, we are good. What's happened to Emo? Emo's just bounced off the wall, and now he's down to 4th. Dan's up to 2nd. Peaceful's up second. Dan's up to 3rd. Smokey's still 5th. He's defending from Sutty. Then it is Micro J's, Hypertech, and DJ Phil bringing up the rear, but Fury leads from Peaceful.
Who's Everest?
And Dan is so wide out there, by the way, and brings it back in now. Away he goes. Can't believe we got that one in there. Paw Patrol's not a sponsor.
But when you've got little ones around...
Yeah, exactly.
It's that or Bluey or...
1 minute to a lap, or in this household, cars. 1 minute to a lap, nothing wrong with cars. Joe's very, very deep and high on the banking. Mike comes through, they nearly tap each other. This snow one's been great racing, because it has ebbed and flowed all the way along.
Yeah, no one's took a breakaway yet.
You feel like Joe will.
Look at them lovely Scandi flicks that Joe's doing right now.
Yeah, Mike needs to take notes that. He's the Scandinavian. Oh, Joe! Mike's took a racing line. Joe's just gone sideways, and Mike now's going to lead this race. That sounds like a car off just in front. Not sure what that was on the camera. No, he's here! Joe tapped the back of Mike!
And here comes Dan!
And now Dan's going to come through on Fury into 2nd place. And where's Emo Guy? He's not quite close enough, and it's 4 for the lead, near enough. And this is fantastic racing, and they're all flashing each other as well. Up and down the start straight, lit up in purple. Beautiful lights here by the Canadians. And Fury stays ahead of Unorthodox. And now he's going to go at the inside of Mike. He's going to look to. Here he goes, sideways through Mike. Yes, great moves, great racing. Here comes Dan. This is fantastic stuff. And Mike is going to try and power out of the corner ahead of Joe. but can't do so at the minute. They lean on each other, and they still go side by side. They flick it to the left now. It's in synchronised flicks. This is absolutely great racing. Joe did a bunny hop. Joe's hopping like a kangaroo. Mike's Scandinavian flicking the hell out of it. And Dan's just enjoying the ride.
Just waiting for a massive incident that might happen. As Joe... Oh, Dan got the drive through the final corner to get past Joe.
So Peaceful now leads. This has been brilliant. Peaceful now leads. Since that ice and snow comment, Joe's dropped back. He's now coming to attack the back of Dan once again. Let's just go down the order a little bit. Not many fights happening elsewhere. So Peaceful leads from Fury, who's now back ahead of Dan, and he's going to try and slide his way ahead of Mike. No, he's not. Dan's going to try and get through here. Can he? No. I feel like Joe's tactic is not working as well as Mike's. Mike's not sliding it as much as Joe, and Mike's been able to sort of just drive out the corner a bit better. The dirt, it seemed to work for Fury. On the snow, it's not working as effective.
No, but it gets there. We'll see. We've still got 7 minutes.
Oh, now he goes. Now he goes. Look at that. Look at that. But there, look. There, look at Mike's drive out the corner. Joe slides through, but Mike gets the drive out the corner, and that's what's costing Joe at the minute. But he's still on the rear wing of Mike's Toyota Corolla here. This has been a fantastic race. There's 8.5 minutes gone. And Joe sets another fastest lap.
Somehow. Joe's down the inside.
Oh, he's bumped Mike wide. He's bumped Mike very wide, and Dan's got through as well. Mike's going to want to come back here. Mike stays ahead of Dan.
That camera angle in turn one is wonderful.
Beautiful.
High.
Beautiful. Oh, did Joe just clip the wall? He's hit the outside wall, and Mike squeezes him.
Yes.
He sandwiches him, and Dan clips the back, so Mike's now clear.
Use the sandbanks. Oh, Mike's in the wall.
And now Joe's back in the lead, and where's Dan in all of this? Now Emo guys come to play.
And then it's like, after Emo guys, like an 8-second gap to Sutty. And Sutty's in no man's land. Jay's in no man's land.
Yeah.
Smokey's in no man's land.
It's literally a fight between the top four.
And that's everyone on the wheel. Apart from Hypertech.
And Smokey.
And Smokey.
Mike and Dan side by side at the moment. Dan's going to have to take the higher line. Emo guy's going to try and tuck underneath as they drift it through. Mike a bit more slidier through there this time. And that's just cost him, I reckon, to Dan. It has, yeah. So Mike's slidiness there just costing him a little bit. Oh, this has been great racing.
Really looks great, the snow does. Polyphony done a fantastic job again. The driving can sometimes be a little bit iffy in them, but if you just want to look at the cars...
Oh, if you had the graphics of this, the drivability of ACC and the broadcasting capability of Project Cars, you'd have the ultimate game. Joe deep, Dan a little deeper, Mike not as deep, and all of a sudden it's 3 for the lead. Nemo guys trying to hang on in, they're a second behind, but here comes Fury, here comes Dan, here comes Mike. Look at this, 1, 2, 3. They're all together. Once again, a great job on the liveries from Hypertech, who put all these together for us. Oh, Mike's sliding.
Invited to the party because he can't see it. I didn't know which one.
Right, no worries. We'll have to invite him into this one. Well, I thought he would have been already in here. Seems he's the constructors, wasn't it? Look at these 3 PN for the lead. This is fantastic.
It is. They don't do ice racing now in real life because global warming. Snow doesn't stick around long enough anymore in France where they normally did it. Oh, is that Joe very wide?
I think it is. Mike's just clipped the wall. That's going to put Mike into the clutches of Emo. But Dan now leads this race. What are we on? 11 minutes 40. So we're going to get this. Still about 3 laps left in this one, PN.
Yeah, I'm knackered. Well, knackered anyway. Oh. But what a race between the top four. Look how close they are, really.
Joe sliding up the inside of Dan. Joe's slide didn't work. Dan keeps the lead. What about Peaceful and Emo Guy? Emo Guy looked like he got a better exit. And it's side by side with Mike now. And Emo Guy slips into P3, literally. Job complete for Emo Guy. But Peaceful, you know he's going to try and come back at him. Peaceful's looked quick in the snow, but has just at times let himself down a little bit. Peaceful muscles his way back into P3 there. He wants this.
He does. He wants a race win as well, and it's not that far.
Dan's wide. Dan's wide. Oh, Fury was more sideways. Mike still sideways. Emo Guy comes off the corner better. Except now he's just bumped the wall, and Mike, who slides through the final part of the corner, Emo Guy is squeezing him and squeezing him over the bumps. And Mike's giving him a flash of the lights. A little naughty from Emo Guy, but here comes Mike once again over the crest. This has been fantastic.
Yeah, Dan's wide in turn one again. Gone real high up the
Mike's gone two sideways. So, oh, no, it's DJ Phil who's a lap down. Apologies. So it's Dan who leads from Fury, from Emo Guy, from Peaceful Explosion, Sooty Apex, Micro J's, Smoky Devil, Hypertech, then DJ Phil. And Emo Guy's just hit the wall. Mike's just starting to drop off the back here. And again, muscles his way through. And Mike moves back into P3 now. Can he get back on the leaders?
Fury purple sector. Oh, I'll be loving this.
Now Emo's back up the inside of Mike. And now there's a battle for the lead again. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, Fury's on the rear toe hoop of Dan.
Dan fastest lap of the race. Now Fury fastest lap of the race. Mike and Emo Guy are side by side further back. Fury's going to hold that tight line compared to Dan. Dan, though, not drifting it as much, look. Keeps that tight line, keeps that wider line, but gets that exit. What about Peaceful? Manages to get the jump on Emo Guy now. Yes, he does, but Emo Guy's going to try and come back at him.
9 cars, but 9 excitement.
Oh, it's fantastic. It is fantastic. Emo Guy's back up to third. Mike's going to once again try and muscle his way through, but he can't at the moment. Fury trying to get on the back of Dan. This is the battle for third and fourth so far.
Fury absolutely broadside through the corners.
He's loving it, broadside through the corners, isn't he?
He is.
It's not catching Dan, though. And we're going to be on one more lap here. Are we? Oh, this will be close. No, we will. Yeah, final lap.
It's the final lap. So anyone
Is
behind...
Emo Guy going to finish? Emo Guy will finish. So Emo Guy third, Mike fourth. That's a shame. So Sooty Apex is going to come home for P5. Jay will take a P6. It's a good result for Jay and the Philippines.
Here we go. Oh, Joe's hard to push way too hard. That clatter in the wall. I'll keep an eye on the battle of the lead, as they got literally one turn to go. Fury doing the tighter line, but is it?
No, Dan's got the drive out the corner, look, although the corner's not over yet. Where's Fury? He's not close enough. He's not close enough, so it's going to be an Orthodubs who is going to stop Joe from winning, but Emo Guy is going to take a third podium. Joe will take a fourth podium. He's been on the podium every race. Dan will take a third podium, but Dan will also take his 78th race win from Fury in second place. That was absolutely fantastic. Let's try and get Hypertech in here for a quick chat. But this was absolutely fantastic racing. Honestly, that is brilliant.
Let me try and get Hypertech in.
Just done it, mate.
Just done it.
That was absolutely fantastic, and we head to Interlagos for the final race. And we can speak with Dan, who's just won that race. Dan, that was absolutely mega.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Great win for yourself, but you was not at the... Any of you four could have won that.
Oh yeah, any one of us would have, but Yeah, that was good fun.
That was really enjoyable. And we can speak with Hypertech as well. John?
How we doing?
Conk, first of all, once again, thank you for the liveries. Amazing job with the liveries, as always. Not going your way tonight,
No. To be fair, I haven't really put much practice in over this week in the tracks, and to be fair as well, from the last load of GT7 tracks I've done, I haven't really touched Gran Turismo since I've been putting a lot of work into, obviously, the league racing. So it kind of took a bit of a back burner. So, yeah, it's been quite manic this week with obviously doing the liveries and work, and I just haven't been able to get on to practice. But it's all a bit fun. Like this race, obviously, I was just trying to get this car sideways, like as sideways as possible, just having fun with it. I weren't going to catch anyone, so...
Now, Emo Guy's on the wrong tyre. He's on the softs. At the moment, as we are waiting for him and people. Like Hypertexture said there, Dan, it is a bit of fun. It's all been a good night throughout, though. It seems to be with a small grid, obviously, that GT7 provides us with. It's still brought entertaining, close racing, and this is what these small little cars do.
Yeah, this is the whole point in them. This is the whole idea. So, yeah, close racing, bit of fun, and when they're all standard, then it's all fun. But when someone wants to play ball, wants to alter and change them, then they're just boring after that.
Hypertech's in on the hards.
Yeah, it's not letting me select the mediums for some reason.
The racing mediums?
Yeah, it's not letting me do it. It done it on the, you know, the race that I backed out of. It wouldn't let me select the mediums for some reason. I haven't changed anything either. It's been like it has been on...
Since you joined the lobby?
Yeah, since I joined. It's saying 585 or less, so I don't know what's going on here.
585 or less, so you've obviously done something to your car.
There's nothing on there, I haven't changed it.
Naughty, naughty.
What PP do you need?
Let me just try this again quickly. Oh, I've got it, don't worry.
Don't panic.
Mathew, starting grid.
Starting grid will be Hypertech on pole position. With DJ Phil in second.
Yeah.
Micro J's third.
Yeah.
Smoky Devil fourth.
He's not ready yet, but yeah.
Emo Guy fifth.
Yeah.
Mike sixth.
Yeah.
Sooty seventh.
Yeah.
Yourself eighth.
Alright.
And Fury ninth. And the championship standings are 3 points in it between the top two. Sooty has gone to 19 points back, with Mike 21 further behind. Then it is Emo Guy, Smokey J, DJ Phil Hypertech, and Keegs, meaning that Dan can stop Fury's run with 3 points, 3 or more, over Fury. So the stipulation is if Dan wins and Fury gets second, that gap will be 4 points. Dan would win the championship. Peony,
Last race of the season again.
tell me about it. Peony, can Dan be the one to stop Joe winning a side series?
Probably.
Or will Joe do it?
Well, he can't get sideways as much now, can he?
Yeah, now it's about getting grip through the corner. Dan, can you do it?
Nah.
Love the confidence.
He's going to go around him backwards.
Yeah, it's been great to speak with everybody again. As this will be the final race of the evening at such a fantastic, iconic circuit. Probably the best circuit in the world.
One of the best.
Of course, Donington Park being the second. You're right, Peony.
And you think here it rains in the real world.
Oh, bit of weather in this would have been fantastic.
Interlagos means in between the lakes, so...
And obviously,
I believe
30 years yesterday, we lost probably the most famous Brazilian driver. And there was meant to be a Team Brazil out there tonight. Sadly not to be. He's no longer with us. Not in terms of he's passed away, in terms of he's not in the Discord anymore. So, just want to make that one clear, seeing as I mentioned yesterday. Right. For the final time tonight, It is 15 minutes of this track, the longest circuit on the calendar tonight, which means that these boys shouldn't do as many laps. And we are green and go for the final time. It's a great start once again from DJ Phil. Smoky Devil looks like he's lagging a little bit still, but he's ahead of Hypertech DJ Phil as they come down towards the centre S's. Micro J's P3, Emo Guy shoots up into P4. What about Micro J's? Peaceful's been tapped in the rear. Smoky is all over the place lag-wise. Then it's Peaceful, Dan, Fury, Smoky Devil. Remember, Dan needs to outscore Fury by 3 or more points. And then it will go back to race wins, which Dan has one, Fury has none, but it's DJ Phil who leads from Hypertech, who has got somewhere, I believe, Sutty's side by side with Emo. Look at the bunch, Mike's in a wall! Mike is in a wall, everybody's gone deep. They've took the Max Verstappen line at turn 4.
And everyone, of course, should get track limits for that.
And DJ Phil leads from Emo Guy, from Sutty, from Dan, from Fury, from Micro J's, from Hypertech, from Smokey, from Peaceful Explosion. And Hypertech and Micro J's going side by side up the hill through the long right hand. You'll come to the second part of this in just a moment, but it's Emo Guy who's running away from this with Sutty Apex then in third place. Fury's now moved up to second, so Dan needs to be ahead of him, but Fury doing the business at the minute. Sutty's on the grass. Sutty feels like coming back up the inside of Joe. Sutty send it, yes, we get one. It pushes them both a little wide. And now Dan's got on the back of Joe, but now he's got DJ Phil looking on the inside of Dan. Then it's Micro J's, Hypertech, Smoky Devil. Peace was trying to come back around, but it is Emo Guy who leads from Sutty Apex, from Fury, from Unorthodox. Whoa, where's DJ Phil gone? Smoky Devil left the room. That will be internet.
The lag.
Yeah.
That was definitely internet.
So that is going to be 9th place for him. And a race start.
Because you can't go back into the race on GT. If you leave the session, that's it. Race over.
And this is Emo Guy's 100th race as well, can we just say. As Dan now going side by side with Fury down towards the centre S's. And Fury keeps that inside line and does a great job of it. DJ Phil and Mike and Hypertech are sideways. Micro J's is going to come through and take not 1, but 2 places through the centre S's. Great move from Micro J's. Peaceful Explosion's going to try and keep an eye out as well, but it is Emo Guy 2.3 clear of Sutty, who has got Fury and Dan Hassel in the back of him. And nobody got a track limit penalty on that first lap through turn 4.
I'm surprised about that. Unless they've not been re-enabled.
Unless Dan's not re-enabled it. Don't forget, coming up next week, we have the SimPlay versus FBR first race. GT3's out the Red Bull Ring. 15 cars apiece. Sutty defending from Fury. Unorthodox is still there as well. Fury now squeezes up the inside of Sutty, and that is the move done. Fury's up into second place. He can head after Emo Guy.
I'll just check the settings, they're off. They haven't been turned back on.
There we go then. So there will be no track limits in this race. And now Dan looking to get up the round the outside of Sutty Apex. Peaceful Explosion is now up to 5th, down to 6th. Him and Jays was off a moment ago. This is a great battle at the back, but it's Emo Guy who leads from Fury, from Sutty, from Dan. And these cars have brought some close, great racing tonight, Pierre.
Yeah, I sort of like thinking what other cars we can Gran Turismo. We do have Clios in the game.
We do.
There are Clios. There's Honda Civic touring cars.
We did the Red Bull Juniors, if you remember, a few years
just before I
back.
joined.
Dan up the inside of Sutty into the centre S's. No, thinks better of it. I'll want to get a move on here. He's losing time to Sutty.
Karts, Tibbs said as well. Very valid.
Tibbs won't be coming in as reigning champion though either.
No, well, either be Fury or Dan. Outside shop, Sutty.
I think he's going to need these two to tumble down the order a little more than what they are. Hypertex P5, then it is Peaceful Explosion, DJ Phil, Micro J's, but it is Emo Guy who leads from Fury. Sutty's gone very, very deep there. And Dan's going to try and tuck up the inside at turn 4. Can't do so though. Fury's edging to grab this championship.
Yes, but it's still got 11.
Oh! We're not on the snow now, Dan.
Is he on the double?
Jeez, hey.
I'm trying to get another pop sort of reference in for the giggle.
So what is it, lap 144? We're already halfway through. He's not on the case at the minute. He needs to be on Fury's case. But he's not so far. Fury's trying to close that gap to Emo Guy. Emo Guy fastest lap of a 44.5. Joe's done a personal best.
Yeah, Peaceful's within a second and a half of Hypertech. And it's Phil and then it's Jay.
Camera shot on these liveries coming through this final corner. There's the Filipinis. But it's Emo Guy 2 seconds up the road from Fury, because Fury now sets the fastest lap. We're already over a third of this race done, PN. And Fury's coming for a race win. Dan still behind Sutty at the moment. This is the closest fight on track.
He is. It's a battle between a pad and a wheel. Unless Sutty's quickly plugged his wheel in.
Imagine. Oh, Dan's going to have a look. No, backs out of it. Coming into turn 4. Sutty's on the grass. Runs very deep. Dan deep as well. Just can't seem to get past him at the minute, can he?
No. But Sutty likes Gran Turismo, so...
Hypertech's being caught by Mike. The best thing is now, for the people who get selected for the SimPlay versus FBR race, they've got to quickly get back into ACC mode.
Yeah.
For next week. Yeah. So.
Not me.
How do you know you've not been selected?
I can't.
Yeah, I'm joking. Dan has got past the apex in this race, then. So Dan is up to 3rd place. And now Dan needs to hunt after Fury, because Fury's lost a bit of time to Emo. Gap's still under 2 seconds. But Emo in control of this. Jay 7/10 off the back of DJ.
Fury another purple sector, so he is pushing.
Peaceful's past Hypertech. Dan was very wide. And Sutty's going to have the run on him. He's just drove into the back of him as Sutty there. So Joe, another purple sector. What is Emo Guy's lap? Is it a personal best? No, but Joe's is a session best. 44 dead. So it's within a second now.
Yeah, don't want to be sideways now, Joe.
Joe could be a 5-time champion and a 4-time side event champion.
Yeah. And with two side events coming up.
Yeah, with the GT4s and GT2s. In fact, that's the point. While there is a bit of a lull in the racing at the moment, let's go back to Dan. Dan and Sutty's the closest fight. The calendars for next season, and as we know, we have the Endurance Championship coming up. That starts 2 weeks on Saturday, the 18th of May, for the 3 hours of Silverstone. Myself and PN, potentially PN, are going to bring you the action live. Hope to be in the car. PN, we're unsure of at the moment. Fury's wide, Dan side by side with Sutty. So Fury still on the back of him, but Sutty's up the inside of Dan. Sutty's looking for a last podium. They're still together. Dan right around the outside. And Sutty now has him done. Yes. Then we head to Imola, the 13th of July. Spa for 4 hours is the 21st of September. And the Bathurst 6 hours on the 16th of November. The GT2s kick things off this season on the 4th of June. At your home circuit of Snetterton, before they head to Austria for the Red Bull Ring, back to Britain for Brands Hatch, then a doubleheader in America at the Dakota Circuit of the Americas for the evening race, 25th of June, 2nd of July, Indianapolis, and they end the season in France at Paul Ricard. Just going to flick through the field. Jay has got past Phil, but still the closest fight is Dan and Sutty. GT4s will then start up the week after Paul Ricard at Laguna Seca. Hungaroring is round 2, with Watkin Glen round 3, Zandvoortsolder, and they end at Valencia. Now, there will be 2 different races. It'll be a 1-hour race with a pit stop for GT2s. GT4s will be 2 sprint races with a ballast system in place. So that is going to be interesting as Dan, through the centre S's, jinx left, jinx right, and he's gone around the outside of Sutty, but Sutty still keeping the nose there. And then to start things off, the same calendar: Snetterton, Red Bull Ring, Brands Hatch, Kota, Indianapolis, Paul Ricard, Laguna Seca, Hungaroring, Watkins Glen, Zandvoortsolder, Valencia. They will all be the races for the GT3 Pro-Am and Pro this season, starting on the 5th and 6th of June. So you will not want to miss any of that action. But the first The next official race here at SimPlay Motorsport, back in the GT3s, will be that of the Endurance at Silverstone. 3 hours PN of Silverstone, live weather in play, driver swaps available. We obviously did the test event at Monza that wasn't streamed, but this one will be. It's going to be a great event.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event. Pity I'm going to miss that one and probably miss the next one because I've got to recover fully before I consider getting behind the wheel of even a virtual car. I'm banned from driving for a month.
But obviously,
reality.
Nexus going to be driving the Jag solo at the moment. So he's still flying the flag for Team Jag?
Yeah, Team Jag.
And don't forget, SimPlay Motorsport versus FBR coming up next week. Race 1, Red Bull Ring GT3s. Before the week out, 2 weeks' time, it'll be GT4s around Donington Park, and then it's Misano for Porsche Cup in 3 weeks' time. 4 weeks' time, we've got the F1 event at Qatar. Dan will be bringing you the action of that one. And Fury's on the back of Emo Guy here, just going to tumble down. Peaceful's gaining on the back, it looks like, of Dan and Sutty. Dan can't drop Sutty here. Then it's Hypertech being caught by Jay. And then DJ Phil. But Fury's got into the 43.6s. Emo Guy's only a 44.5. So Fury at the minute absolutely flying, Pierre.
Yeah, he's a flying Fury. Another side championship, isn't it? He wants it. He wants them all.
Wants it bad. Wants them all bad.
He's got to collect them all.
Which means we should have had a gold, well, a white and gold liveried Swiss car. It means when the Australian football team play, they say they play in gold. It's just yellow, but they say it's gold, you know, because Australia. Joe will have a gold livery for the next event if he participates, and will be Australia, as we know, to defend his title as that country.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting. 12 minutes gone. It's going to be over 12 minutes by the time we get to line. Fury's purple sector in the middle once again. So Joe is absolutely flying on the back of Emo Guy. He has won a race, hasn't he? He won back at Catalonia, did Joe?
Yeah, he won the Rallycross.
So we had 4 different race winners in 5 races. And we've had Sutty Apex at race 1 of tonight make his 200th. Emo Guy at Interlagos has made his 100th. And they cross the line with just under 2.5 minutes remaining. So there's probably this lap and another. Where is he? He's there off the track. Dan's only 4.3 behind now. He couldn't, could he?
Ooh.
2 laps to go. These two having a scrap. He's 3.6 behind. And he's now dropped Sutty. Mike's starting to catch Sutty. Jay's catching Hypertech 9. That's 1.4. Could he do it? This is on board Dan. From his passenger seat. There you see them two up front, look. And once again, look at the stunning livery from Hypertech. Absolute fantastic work to him.
Emo's deep. I'm watching the lead battle. Even though Dan can
Dan's
see
there.
it.
Yeah, Dan's there. What's the gap? 3.1. Big ask at the minute. Do you know what? There might be another lap after this one. No, there won't be. No, there won't be, actually.
No.
1 minute 40. There's 1 minute 20 left. So, yeah. The next lap is the final lap. Dan's 3.3 behind. But if these two have a bit of a squabble, Dan could be right in the mix. 3.2's the gap now.
Dan's wide. He was
Yeah, 3.6, so that's gone up 0.4. It's gone up half a second. It's gone up 0.6. So Dan's probably not going to do this one. So Fury's probably going to be crowned the Nations Cup Season 2 winner.
Oh, he's tucked in, right behind.
He's pulled out. He's going up the inside of the centre as they make contact. And Emo Guy still leads.
Forcing him into the wall, to be honest.
And Dan pulls back 0.6 of a second there. He'll want more of that. And Emo really forcing Joe here. Wants his second race win bad. I don't think Emo Guy's in for this race win. Joe's going to look to send one. Can't do it there. If these two make big contact, And Dan comes through to win this race. Just imagine that.
The scenes.
Dan's 3.2 behind. But this is the final lap.
Oh, Joe.
I think Emo Guy may have just done this. I think Joe's sliding too much.
Well,
Fastest lap of
Joe
the race on
wins
Orthodox.
Joe wins the series.
Joe wins the series, yeah. Yeah.
If he finishes where he is. And look, everyone's actually going to finish the lap they're on. And not get cut.
So is this Emo Guy's race to win? He comes through the final proper corner now. Up the hill he goes. That's pretty much going to be Emo Guy's. Fury's not going to do it from there. That's going to need to be one heck of a slipstream. It is a long way, but Joe, he's pulling on him a little bit, you know. But I think this is going to be Emo Guy's race win. They're going to come to the line now, and it is going to be Emo Guy who is going to take the win. Is it? Just from Joe. Very close at the end. Dan Davis going to come home for third. Sooty Apex will take fourth. Mike is going to come home for P5. Looks like Hypertech will take P6. Jace dropped off at the end here.
Yep, Hypertech P6.
Micro J's coming to the line for P8. And we're going to have to send Fury an invite into this party. I'm not sure if he's in it or not, but my oh my.
He still is.
Hopefully Joe gets in, because Joe is once again your Nations League champion. Well, he's not once again your Nations League champion. He is just the Nations League champion. But he is a 5-time champion now at SimPlay. 7 points was in it. Emo Guy finishes third, Sooty fourth, Mike fifth, Jay sixth, head of Smoky Devil, Hypertech, DJ Phil, and Keegs. Monkey Boy unfortunately didn't get to make the start of them races. But what a race. Dan joins us now. Dan, he had a good fight with Sooty at the end there.
Yeah, mate. I mean, I wasn't expecting nothing tonight. It was just a bit of fun and a good laugh, and that's what this little series is about. It's nothing serious. It's nothing crazy. I mean, I don't believe that we should get race wins and whatever for it, but, you know, it's just a bit of fun. But, yeah, like I said, me and Sutty had a good little scrap. Mike was catching us. Fury was giving Emo Guy a hard time, and as I keep saying, when people actually listen and leave the cars alone and actually run what's been asked, then these do work. And I already know that me and Hypertech are already planning the next GT7 event. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed it. It's something different, something good to watch. And yeah, and we'll bring them back. And I do still think, though, even though Fury's won it, it's still between Tibbs and Fury. They got to go head-to-head, Switzerland versus Australia. Yeah. Until one of them beats the other, then I think they're not class champions.
Tibbs was moving house. I believe that's why he wasn't taking part this week, which is a shame, because it would have been interesting to see what Tibbs could have done. But yeah, it's just another side event Joe wins. But like you say, these cars have brought fun racing. And I tell you what, the two tracks, the dirt track and the snow track, Dan, they brought real good entertaining racing. Just a fantastic night. Again, it's these slower cars, these smaller cars that seem to bring better action.
As you know, Matt, we've done it multiple times. We've done Renault Clios in the past, and Renault Clios always seem to work, and there's basically the same concept.
GT5s was good racing.
Yeah, GT5s was fantastic racing, and these as well. Yeah. Like I said, when you leave everything alone and have like basic, simple circuits, possibly we should have made another shorter circuit rather than this one. But you know, it was just a challenge of the braking and stuff like that. We don't get to see this track often, so it's nice to have it, you know, on GT7. And like I said earlier on, we just, when everything is close and is compact and followed by the rules, it is great fun. I do want to give a massive shout out to Hypertech, John Goudet, for putting all the liveries up and making them and spending his time on them. As you can see, everyone's got their own liveries, they've got their own names, their own numbers. He's put a lot of time and effort into this, and he does this throughout the season because he does enjoy GT7. And yeah, it's a great little fun series that we do, and I hope people do enjoy it. And I know obviously the FBR boys can't join in. Maybe we could look at possibly somebody with an Xbox set up a Forza event or something like that. Along the lines of that. I'm not saying UPN, so don't take that as that. But if somebody's out there and wanting to do it and set it up, then, you know, we can offer something like that. But like I said, it's been fun, it's good, it's been a good little laugh, and like on to the next car, on to the next series.
On to the next car and next series. The Nations League will probably make a return. I believe the championship ends, so probably around the end of August, beginning of September, the Nations League will make its next return for Nations League number 3. It's been a fantastic night, as Dan says. But now we turn our attention to League versus League, Dan, don't we? GT3's at the Red Bull Ring. Next week, SimPlay Motorsport versus the FBR guy. So, as well as that, it is kind of a PlayStation versus Xbox, depending on what SimPlay drivers are picked. But another event that we're going to look forward to getting in the bag and seeing. We've obviously SimPlay Motorsport did an event against Motive Racing in which you and Fury was on the opposing team on that night. You're now on the SimPlay team, and this is going to bring another interesting factor. It's League versus League, 15 versus 15, or as close to 15 as we can get. This is going to be a good racing.
Yeah, definitely so. It's going to be interesting to see. And like I said, first event is GT3s at the Red Bull Ring. GT4s is then the second event at Donington Park. And then we finish things off at Misano for the Porsche Super Cup. We do have a lot of drivers who are very strong in each category. I know that the FBR boys also have a very strong range of drivers as well. So it is definitely going to be fun and interesting to see. And I'll be broadcasting the first event. And you'll be hearing me in the commentary box. I don't know if one of the FBR boys is going to be joining me. I don't know yet, but it could be cool to have, one of them joining me in the commentary box while I'm on the SimPlay, whatever. And then I'll be doing a GT4 and Porsche Super Cup after that. But it's going to be exciting, and I think Fury wants to get a few words in because he is indeed.
Well, we can now
Nations Cup champion.
Speak with Joe, and Joe, it's another side championship. You just live for these ones.
Obviously, who doesn't? GT3s clearly ain't my thing, so everything else bar that is.
Great night of racing, though. It was really, you never looked dominant in one circuit. It was a night full of ups and downs and flicking it left, flicking it right, especially on the snow circuit. Which race was your favourite tonight? Because the snow one, from a broadcast point of view, looked absolutely fantastic to watch.
Oh, the snow one, 100%. I was saying it to Mike, Dan, whilst we were practicing it through the week, having fun on it. That was probably the best one we done. That was it's a lot more intense with more drivers on the circuit. But,
now you're going to be taking that Australia car. That's kind of you locked in as Australia for the next Nations Cup. Tibbs will obviously be still locked in as Switzerland as well. Pressure on then when Tibbs comes back to try and up your game another level to beat Tibbs?
Yeah, I mean, guess I'll just have to start playing GT Sport more. Well, GT7, not GT Sport.
You are in for a treat with Tibbs. You thought.
I've heard. So
his reputation is he's top 100 in most of the times. So
just for a little bit of background here, folks. When Dan selected the tracks, Tibbs might not be great on dirt. Oh no, yeah, there he is on the top of the list in the top 100 or whatever it was on the list. Dan was like, Tibbs is just good at this game. It's been a fantastic evening, PM. Thanks for joining us, Dan. Thank you for setting up this event. Like Dan said, he'll be back live next Thursday evening at 8 PM GMT. Roughly, times will be posted. Keep your eyes out on social media and on the Discord for next week. Red Bull Ring GT3s. Go on, Dan, sorry.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, if anyone is watching and they do play GT7 and they do want one of the liveries, then please go and follow Hypertech on GT7. Like I said, he's put the time and effort into this. He's the one who wanted to run this series. I've just hosted it and just select the circuits. He picked the car, he picked the liveries, he done all the hard work. So please, if you do want one of the liveries on your car, just for the sheer hell of it, any one of the drivers tonight and a few others, then please feel free to go and download them. Find him on GT7. And like I said, feel free to message us if you do want to see more GT7 events, then we will look at playing around and see what we can do with them.
Search for SimPlay on the showcase if you don't have Hypertech on the PlayStation platform. That'll also bring up the liveries. There's some Mazda ones, I believe, that are still there from the First Nations League we've done as well. Yeah, the Roadsters are there, so get yourself for them. But Dan Davis will bring the action next Thursday from the Red Bull Ring. Hopefully it'd be great to have on the FBR boys in the comms box with Dan. That'll be brought to you through Discord, and we'll see what we can do there. But that'll be great to see. I'll be back in the box in 2 weeks' time for the GT4s and the Porsche Cups at Donington Park, and then we have an F1 race sprint and feature at Qatar in 4 weeks' time. before the season starts. GT2s at Snetterton. Obviously, we went through the calendar earlier on. GT2s, GT4s, with the GT3 Pro-Am and Pro coming your way as well. Sign-ups will be going out soon, so make sure you keep your eyes on SimGrid and on Discord for that one. Make sure you are in the Discord for that, because you will need to set hot stints to see which group you'll be placed in. And as well as keep your eyes out for a Patreon system coming your way. All news will be posted against social media within the coming days, over the weekend, more than likely. But that has been a fantastic night of racing. It's been great to be back on GT7. It's been great to be back in the Nations Cup. It's a shame that Jamaica couldn't be out there. It's a shame United Kingdom couldn't be out there. But hey, maybe next time, who knows? The wheel of names will strike again, and that's going to be fantastic to see what they will provide us with. We've been SimPlay Motorsport, though. We hope you have a fantastic evening, and we will see you next time. Good night.